to another flow.
Tell me where to go, what to do.
To another flow.
Show me the stars. Show me the stars. Get it poppin', put it. Tell me where to go, what to do.
To another flow.
Tell me where to go, what to do.
To another flow.
Show me the stars. Show me the stars. Get it poppin', put it.
Nexus, LSD, TCB, MDMA, Nexus, LSD, TCB, MDMA, Nexus, LSD, TCB, MDMA, Nexus, LSD, TCB, MDMA.
Let's link. Okay, I think we're live. All right. Well, welcome everyone to the Rocket League Society Showdown tournament. I'm your host, one of your hosts. My name is Road Ripper. I am the Rocket League game rep for the society, and I am joined on my right. I'll let you introduce yourself.
Hi guys, my name's James, also as Trapster J. I'm one of the execs of the society. We've both got a bit of passion for the game. We've played ourselves on well, not with this team. We're not that good, but out of our university, you know, we've taken part in the. I know last year we played in the Team 2 game, so we know very well what these guys are about to go into. We know the players very well. We do. Fortune and also misfortune of being subbed to them a few times. So
yeah, that's been a painful experience for them, probably more than us. But so yeah, we've got the boys Rocket League Team 1 representing Essex in this tournament coming up. Games will be starting at 6 p.m. on the dot. Should be. We've got 3 of our boys in this team, so we'll do a quick rundown of the players. I think that'll be interesting for people to know so they know who's playing. So we've got captain Switch. Switch is a former top 100 player of the game. He is probably the most overconfident person you could probably talk to if you know him, but he's a really good guy, and he's probably the best team person to lead this team. He knows what he's doing. He's been in this position many times before. Then we probably have Lexino. Lex is probably the most mechanically gifted player on the team. He's definitely a player to watch if you want to see nice mechanics and very nice gameplay. Like he's a showman when it comes to nice mechanics, as well as Switch. But Lex is up there.
He's a second command, isn't he?
He definitely is. I could say he's like that right hand guy. He has been for the last year. And then we have George Burke. George Burke is new to the team. He just joined us. Not even at the start of NSC this season. He started like 2-3 weeks in as a sub, and he's become a pretty much pivotal role for the team. He's kind of like that butter between the two breads, if you know what I mean. Like he's great in defense, and he's got that good passing play, and he's a really good complement to both the other two in terms of styles. So they have a really good match, I think. So that's the 3 players we've got going. They're all top. Well, I would say what their MMRs are, but this probably won't make sense to many people watching if they don't know what Rocket League is. But once you're a grand champ of the previous season, you have a 1600 MMR bracket, and Switch was 2000 at one point, which is way past the top. Lex was 1700, and George was about 1800 as well. So they're all perfectly gifted players to play, and they're within their rights, and we are actually one of the newest teams in NSC. Although we started playing last year, I played last year with Trap. He was my first teammate, actually. I don't know, actually, a funny story, but like our first game together was quite an interesting one, because you had your flatmates in the background as cheerleaders while we were playing, and that was a great time. That was our first game together.
I should also mention as well that well, I'm also formally retired from a game, so you know I'm not as good as I used to be.
He's going on.
If you want a bit of trivia, we were on Team 2, and I'm not saying I was, I'm no god of a game, but I think I can say with a bit of pride, I was on that team, Team 2, with keyboard and mouse. I still play to this. Well, I'm retired, so no, really, but. I was consistent with playing with keyboard and mouse, and everyone laughed at me. They didn't think it could be done. But in those times we played together. Who was with us then? I can't remember. Maybe
it might have been Skillshot or Lex at one point. He might have subbed in and out.
Yeah, but I can't remember. But stuff like that. We were playing. I mean, I was only champ 1 at a time. I don't know if you were champ 1 either, or maybe a little bit higher or something. But we were around that level.
Yeah.
And that was just Team 2, and we'd struggle to really compare to Team 1, because I'm hopefully what you'll see in this stream today is just the distance between, because these are, how many teams are playing this tournament?
We are one of 12 teams.
So if you imagine the amount of universities that take part in the NSC, and you'll I don't know how many it would be, but
it's about 150 or something like that.
Yeah, so it's definitely an achievement to think that, at least for our university last year, we had primarily 2 teams going for each of those tournaments, and out of 150 teams, as you say, our guys here, they're top quarter here.
They are.
Definitely looking forward to the potential they've got today. But I guess that sort of fits in nicely to what we'd say about the other teams, though, in the group stage that we're in now.
Yeah, actually, I'll bring up the group stage. That is a good segue into it, I think. Bring that up currently for everyone to see. But this is currently the group stages. As you can see, we are in Group B with Portsmouth, Salford, and Bournemouth in this tournament. And I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. It's gonna be a very tough tournament to play. These are all very good. They're probably, well, I say Portsmouth and Bournemouth are 2 of the best teams in the whole of NSC, and Neil probably the best in university. As well as Salford is also, I think, 7th. We're about 8th. So we are in a really tough bracket right now.
One of the underdogs in this bracket.
Yeah, 100%. We are the underdogs in this tournament. But that's all more for us to prove, Like, that is definitely one way for us to get our name even further out there, especially being one of the youngest, if not the youngest or newest team in this NSC New tournament. Being the newest, we joined quite late and not many people know us, but we've made a name for ourselves so far, I think.
I think it's definitely going to be difficult, considering that, as you say, Portsmouth and Bournemouth are, I guess they're equivalent of household names here, but it goes without saying that I know Switch especially. Switch is known amongst all his players. He's got that sort of level on him.
He does.
Where he, people might say fear his name. He's known among the admins of the NSC and Newell. They know what he's capable of. I'm sure when he's against teams where like this, where he might feel like we're not going to be able to do very much. I think with the players he has with him, his capabilities will be, tenfolded. So you never know. Absolutely. I wouldn't be surprised if they pull something out today which might surprise us based off on the stats on paper. But that remains to be seen, doesn't it?
It does. And I think we have a lot to prove in this tournament. There's a lot running for us. We hope that we have a lot of the society backing us in terms of, even if you don't play Rocket League, even if you're here just to give you support, it's all very much appreciated. It'll help me and Trap also keep going with this commentary, because we'll be going to at least 8 p.m. if we get into the knockout stages, which could go on to 10 p.m. But that remains to be seen. We are in a Swiss stage, so the top 2 from each group will go into the knockout stages afterwards. So we have to play each of the teams in our group, and then once we finish that, we get into the next stages. But yeah, I've shown up on screen now. We have the layout of the teams. Salford Lions, which will be our first matchup against us. We've got Camo, Arton, and Jiggy. Salford Lions as a team, they are pretty new as well. I think not as new as us, but they are quite a solid team. They are about 6th or 7th in the table, which is just around where we are currently in the league. But I think this will be the closest match currently that we have coming up first in this first of best of 5 series. But I think the boys can pull it out. They have the chemistry, they have the mechanical skill, and they all definitely have the experience to take us further, especially to get us this far, I think.
I mean, I'm not too familiar with any of these players personally, but that's because I've never played against them. I'm not that high of a level player to really know what they're capable of. But as you said, with where they are standing in the table before, I can only imagine that it's going to be, at least on paper, as we say, Salford aren't that far off. So I think it's a good start to warm these guys up at least, because if we're saying that these Bournemouth and Portsmouth are, the big jump, they are the guys to beat, to say.
Yeah.
I think if it, as it looks on paper, the Salford will be a good warm up for us. I'm feeling confident that it will be a competitive match. They haven't got here without some trials and tribulations themselves. So
yeah,
I know that in the past it's been difficult for these big events for players to sort of warm into it. So I'd assume that for both teams it's going to be pretty rough starting out.
I think so, definitely. It's going to be rough for both teams, 100%. Being in this bracket as well, this is a very tough bracket, so every team in this group is going to be having a hard time. I think it's not going to be easy for anyone, definitely. But I think for us, it's going to be quite confident. This will set the pace. I think set the tone of the games to come, because it is quite a warm up to two heavy hitters right after this game. But I think we should have full confidence in the team that they have performed well. I have played against, I think, Arton, because in University Six Mans I think I've come across him. But generally, as I guess like a division of EssexVGS site, Rocket League is pretty strong. We have a pretty strong team roster. Like recently, Skill Shots in Team 2, he just won the University Six Man Hoops tournament, which was in coordination with Lenovo, which gained him quite a nice prize pool, I think, and he got headphones for that as well as myself winning University Six Man's random roster 4, which had a prize pool of over £250, which we have also Flame and Aisley in Team 2, which are probably, they have a really good chemistry, which is really solid. We had Jacob previously, who's currently dropped out, been replaced by Skill Shots. But I think overall, we could see a Team 2, come up, not as far as this, I'd say, but they have the skill to move up into this kind of higher leagues, definitely, as well as talking about Team 1 in this case. Thought we'd bring them in as well.
I mean, I'm just looking at the time now. Are these guys getting ready to start very soon?
Yeah, I have invited you to the lobby. I am with Switch. I'm not sure if you've seen it. So yeah, join when you are ready.
Anyway, do you want to get some quick predictions to how you think this is going to go before we start?
Yeah,
We've already laid the foundation as to what we think could happen.
Yeah,
but,
so
in terms of how even this is going to be in terms of series, where we did say this is a best of 5, wasn't it? So
yeah, it is a best of 5 coming up. So it is first to 3 wins is 1 point. So I think in terms of predictions, I really do think I think we might take it 3-2.
Yeah, I think it's going to be just as close.
Yeah,
really,
I think it is.
Feel like it's. I'll be very surprised if there's a complete stomp either way. I'm going to assume that maybe it won't matter for which team, but either Essex or Salford, they might have a rough start. It might look a bit dodgy to begin with, but that's just nerves. It's for unless they've done warm-ups before, they might use this as a warm-up. That wouldn't be the wisest choice of them. But,
no, yeah, that's what
they
looking at that part.
In an actual environment where you got to play to win, I guess. It might
absolutely.
They might struggle with communication and that.
That is
I know
true.
before we've seen I can't remember the other tournament they were in, but it looked like, I can't remember what team they were against, but it looked quite rough from in the beginning. But then suddenly, after one, I think it was like 5-1 or something in the first game, and you thought, oh god, it's going downhill. And then next game they pull it out and get like a 6-1, the other way around. So it's stuff like that I think might happen. I guess we'll see it all in the first game. The first game will definitely, as you say, set the pace for the rest of the, at least this, this match against Salford. I think the first game will decide it, and then from there, that might be that group game decided. But
I think one thing that a lot of people don't know about our Rocket League Team 1 is that they never practice. They never scrim together. They never do anything. So they come in like cold. They come in quite. I mean, what can I say? They come in raw. Like they come in as it is. There's no practice, no behind the scenes anything. Unlike the other teams who are constantly doing scrims. If you look at the Discord for an NSC and Rocket League, they're always looking for teams to play against. Our team does not do any of that. They literally come in as if they've walked out of bed, and then they perform. And look at us, we're top 8. What can I say?
Let's not hit them too much. I think if we could go a bit slack and say that perhaps they're that confident. They think they don't need warm-ups. But we say that, but let's not understate that. They're definitely capable.
That's why 100%. That's what I'm saying. Like they can walk in like that and they can perform. We've come this far, top 8, without having any prior practice. So that's what I'm just saying that. I don't know, that is something else. I would need to practice with the team to get better. I mean, we didn't practice when we played last year as well. We did pretty well. I don't know if that's an Essex thing or if that's just, I don't know. But they perform. That's what I'm saying.
So they perform. today when it matters.
This is the main. This is one of the main things. This is, as if people don't know, this is an invitee only tournament. So we have been invited to this tournament. It is sponsored by the Newell. There is a £100 prize pool at the end of it, which is quite spicy, if I do say so myself. £100 is decent.
Split between the players, or is that
yeah, I think that'd be £100 split between the players. I hope hopefully we get some part of that prize pool, but I highly doubt that. But yeah, it's £100 between the players, which is quite nice. You know, it's not too bad, you know, for an evening of Rocket League. But yeah, it remains to be seen if they get through to the knockout stages. We'll definitely be rooting for them.
Who are we waiting for now?
So currently we are waiting in lobby for Lex and George. So we are with Switch right now. He's currently got the game set up, and we are waiting for Lex and George to join us. In the meantime, I'm not sure where they are. They should be with us soon though.
I can only imagine they are psyching themselves up, trying to buy themselves as much time as they can after realising we have just slated them for their lack of
their work ethic. Their work ethic, yeah.
They're probably applied amongst themselves now. We need to have a quick team talk about how we're going to do this.
We need to re-strategize, restructure. No, but honestly, I think what they're doing what works for them. I think it really does work for them. I think they're the type of players who can play on their own. They can play ones by themselves. So if needs be, they're very good at solo plays. You might notice that when you watch today's games, each player might have a bit of solo plays. Then they don't need to rely on each other, but at the same time, they do need to rely on each other, because this is obviously a team game. Getting passing plays, getting fakes, demos, all that stuff is crucial to winning these kind of games. But yeah, if you're new to Rocket League and you're kind of confused, it's kind of like, it's one of the easiest games to understand. I feel when you watch it, it's one of those games where you could be a toddler, and if you just watch it, you'll understand it straight away. So it's not like some more mechanically changed games, but it's a very easy to understand game, and it's also quite satisfying to watch once you see some nice mechanics being pulled off, I think, personally.
It's definitely like easy to I can't remember the phrase. It's like easy to sort of step into, but the ceiling for it is
it easy to understand, hard to master, something like that?
I don't know. Yeah, but I guess this is the best demonstration that we'll get for that higher skill ceiling. If you had the equivalent of golds playing, then it's going to be a lot of on the floor, slow play. If you thought it was bad here with sort of people playing by themselves and solos, then it's going to get even worse in gold. But at least here they're capable for it. You could say that this team is a free man of solos, if you want to put it like that.
Yeah,
decision.
Definitely. I think they are pretty solo. Oh, we've got. I'm a bot. I think that's George who's joined us. Okay, nice name, George. Yeah, I think they're very good solo players, 100%. They can play within their own rights. But yeah, so I think Rocket League is one of those games where the skill ceiling is incredibly high. It's been out for now coming up 6 years. I think every few months some new mechanics can come out. Like, it's one of those games where anyone can play a game by starting up an engine to push forward, but it's the mechanics, the game sense, the knowledge is completely different. It's something else, if I do say so. So we've got the lobby setting up. Okay, perfect. We will get underway in just a second, and I guess
we're just now waiting for Salford to make their appearance, as we are hosting these matches against them.
We are indeed. We'll be waiting for them. Actually, we don't have Lex, I think we're waiting for Lex as well, for him to join the lobby. He should join any moment now, I think, but we do have Salford running as well. In the meantime, I will get the colors set up for the match. Oh wait, no, I've already done that. Perfect. Yeah, so we're just waiting for Lex, and we're just waiting for Salford to join us.
Let me just see what these guys are up to.
I'm
not sure how Salford know that we're. Oh, we need to know which team they're playing. Which team they're going on.
Can you like we can let them know to join blue team?
I think it will be blue team. I think it also. I guess as soon as they join, it will show, won't it?
Yeah, it'll tell us that I can change it on the fly, so that's okay for everyone to see. I'm not gonna change the game screen just yet because you'll just be staring at a blank scoreboard with an empty pitch, and I think you'd rather see our ugly faces than that right now. So
The action is electric on this pitch right now. You don't
it's
want to see it.
crazy. It's crazy. You just I'm seeing a lot of stuff you just don't want to see right now. So we'll get that changed over in just a second.
I don't know if these guys are listening to us. I think we'll have to tell them in game.
Yeah, they probably won't. Just tell them in chat or message them on Steam. But oh, Lex has joined. Now we are just waiting for. Wait, don't join just yet. It'll start the match. Oh no.
Oh no. Well, and actually no, it won't. It won't show the.
It might start the match now. Wait. I hope it doesn't start the match, but. Okay. Well, yeah. So we have to false start.
It's a great start. Salford are not here.
No. Yeah. Okay. We got to restart. Got back out of the lobby. Full start.
I don't think it matters which team Essex go on because I think it will auto.
Yeah. Okay. So let's leave the match. So if you didn't know, people watching, if you do join a private match before it starts, the game will start regardless if no one else is in there with you. So if I had a false start, that's okay. We'll just wait for it to reset the lobby.
Switch is saying that Essex is going to be orange.
Oh, we're going to be orange.
I don't see why it matters because the overlay will auto do.
No, but like in game, I have to change the plugin manually. So that's another step. There's a lot of technical stuff to this, James. But there's a lot of stuff to this. Oh, wait, we've got a connection going.
What's going on now?
To the match, are you still in the lobby or are you?
It says I'm in the lobby, yeah.
Okay.
I don't see Lex in here though, unless it just has a. Okay, so I'm joining something now.
I think he's joining by himself.
Yeah, I'm joining now.
Nice. Yeah. I think I went to a black screen earlier. Hold on. This ain't good. Sometimes it does have some connection errors as it gets ready to go.
I'm hoping this downtime will be redeemed by some amazing gameplay.
Quality gameplay, that's what I'm talking about, yeah. I'm sure we will see some. Each of them in their own right are also very they're very good at showing off, I think.
I'm stuck on my
like this. Are you? I'm in a loading screen.
I'm joining and then leaving again.
Yeah, okay, now it works. Okay.
Okay, now, yeah.
Cool. Great. So we're back to an empty pitch, waiting for Lex, and we're waiting for Salford boys to join as well.
So this will change the colours on the pitch, will it?
I have to do that. I have a plugin, external plugin that can change the colours of the pitch. So so we have if for everyone watching, we have a master key that has all the teams. I can change the colours of the pitch depending on which side the team is on. So we have every university colours or home and away colours loaded up, so that can be changed as we go.
I was thinking Salford and Essex have got dangerously similar shades of red.
Yeah, they do, don't they? You know what? Let's change Salford to away. Okay.
I mean, we could test it out. You can change it mid-game if it looks bad.
Yeah.
I think we'll be able to tell by the shades.
Yeah, it should be fine. We will check that out in a bit. But they do have similar colours, but Salford's all the way up in Manchester, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't want to have to get my Google Maps out, to be honest.
No, we don't. Oh, here we go. All right, let me switch over. We have the teams in.
All members are in, ready to rumble.
Yep.
Now wait for them to join their respective teams, I think. Who are we waiting for?
They just said something in chat, actually. We're just waiting. I will get this switched over in just a second. Once they've stopped chatting about and games can start. I think they're waiting for their commentator, actually. Briefly.
Oh yeah, I don't think does that. I guess each university, especially if there's two teams playing, does that mean we are ready to rumble? I guess.
Yep. Here we go. We are ready to rumble. Yeah, we do have 2 casters for each university. Every university is streaming, so if you're interested, you can have a look from each perspective. Okay.
Everything checking out. On the right side here, we are starting this game.
We
so
are...
I don't see any of your plays, but
I think we joined orange team, to be honest with you. Yeah, we did. I will quickly just change that.
So as we said, oh, we got an open net already. What's going on there? Oh, that's a very rough early start for them. But assuming there was a bit of lack of communication, I don't think they were ready for just to leave an open net for that.
Yeah, I think that was a little bit of miscommunication as we look.
Starting very slow here. We got Jogi going.
That was a great save by George just there, actually, if I do say so.
Save from Lexno there.
He's Lexno, yeah, he keeps it close to him, which is nice. You want to keep pressure, but you want to keep the ball close to you. As we have George off the backboard here, getting a nice clear off to the sides. Both of them have a little bit of a double commit, yeah.
Seems like Salford here, they're getting the attack on, but they don't really have the quick rebounds to challenge Essex at the moment.
Currently not. Oh, we get a nice clear breakaway from George. We have Lex falling off the side. Oh, George has also cleared off the top of Arton for some more pressure.
As we say, these guys are they come across essentially solo players, so probably spend this early time just getting into the groove of things. Oh, a rebound there.
That was a very close one from Lex. Nice little switch. We are currently on the... Oh, yeah, we are actually. I was about to say there's a bit of pressure. Nice little bit of mechanical play from Jiggy right there, but it doesn't get past George. Lex with a nice clear up to...
Down by Iron Bot.
Yeah,
so,
very nice thing by George. We just see a little bit of middle play here. It seems like the boys have got a little bit of an issue of a little just double commit there, but they seem to have recovered and kept the pressure on.
Oof.
What a save by Switch, just a very clutch, right when we needed it. He's always back there just to keep that.
Another rebound. All gone
it's
over
just
Switch.
Over Switch. Oh, we've just got it over.
It's not enough. It's on the line.
Salford. Oh, they've missed all 3. I think it was 2 shots there, actually. 2 shots on goal, which is... That's going to really sting for them.
They must be kicking themselves there. That should have been a free goal there. Absolutely. Off the backboard. It's from the bottom.
Oh, here we go, George. We'll start us off with the first goal of the series. Actually, nice play by Lex to top it off to the top backboard. Drops down. And George sends it for a low one. And fakes out the keeper, who thought it would go.
I was expecting a lot more power there. So the fact
yeah, same.
There, they'll take it, I guess.
That's what you get from high-level players. They can literally change the quality of the hit, like just to fake out, and that is something you just don't see often in low-level gameplay.
After that early play, I really feel like this should have been 1-0 to Salford. I guess Essex pulled it out.
We're on the nail, but we're just scraping by on this. But I won't discredit the boys. They had taken a really nice goal to keep us in the lead for now. Lex rolls it off the backboard. George is up high, doesn't seem to get the touch, unable to give something to it. Switch here with a bit of a solo play, gets a flip reset, flips over, doesn't allow Lex to be able to touch that though, just misses it.
I believe our overlays on the stream are the wrong way around. I will deal with that shortly.
Ah, okay, yeah, cheers. Yeah.
I think that's because
they changed
two teams. Well, no, I think we probably should have realised which team was which, as in what side they're going on. So if I just change this now, it should.
Yeah.
Be able to have Salford twice in this game, but do not worry, that's just me.
He's doing some back-end work as we have Switch run it around, but
there we go. The stream should now be
yeah,
corrected.
That is the right way around for everyone, so they're not confused by technical. Sorry, this is our first time, so do bear with us.
This is 1-0 to Essex.
This is not Salford.
Handicap.
No, we are not playing the wrong side here. Nice little demo to give some pressure from, I think that was Jiggy, but it doesn't seem to come anywhere. We still do have some pressure here from the Essex boys.
Looks like Salford are going to have to pull some out here. We're going to our last 30 seconds and it's looking quite strong for Essex.
It is. We're currently on the front foot here, giving some nice little pressure. and looks like Salford's. Oh, they're having a breakaway here. Lex nicely cancels that out though.
At the moment, but we do. Oh,
What a save by Switch. Just squeezes that out there.
Must have had low boost there or something. It was quite a tough shot there, but it's looking bad here for the first match.
It does.
Off here off the wall.
George gives a little bit of pressure, just cancelling their push forward. Switch
In the air.
unable to cancel the game just there by letting it bounce, but I think it will cancel, and that will be. Oh, we still have the ball. It's still running.
Ball is live. They're probably going to desperate to get this on the floor.
There they are. They will be, but Salford at the same time will be desperate to keep it up.
Oh, is that
They will
down?
be. That is not down yet. We're still going. The match is still going. If you didn't know, the game does not end until the ball touches the ground. And there we go. Essex will take the first match in this series, best of 5. I think just by the skin of the teeth.
Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised that the Essex got that 1-0 there. I'm surprised that they pulled that out from that counter-attack with the scramble of that, goal line, well, potential goal line goal from Salford. It was bouncing off a backboard and everything. They couldn't finish it though. I'm sure they're kicking themselves with that one because that was basically the start of their demise there.
That was I think 2 or 3 shots on goal, but they could not secure that goal, for them, and I think that's going to give a nice little stride in the step for the Essex boys. It's going to give them a little bit of a little bit of reassurance that they have what it takes. James, if you could ready up.
I have to ready up. I'm sorry, just
it's okay.
With the in-game overlay for the scores. Let me just check if we're going into round game 2 now. Make sure the teams are on the same side, so we don't have to change around the overlay again.
Yep, it looks like. I think they are on the orange team.
So we're now starting the second game of Essex versus Salford in the first of the group games.
Yes, and it looks like we've got a nice little kickoff here. Lex has pushed it forward, which will give Salford some possession, but George, has nicely cancelled their little bit of possession there. I think this is a better start for the boys. It's a lot less, in the start of last game there was a lot of, they were on the back foot I think, but I think they've got their stride going a little bit. They know the pace, and they've understood how Salford play a little bit more their first match.
Probably going to be a lot of desperation from Salford here to try and bring this game back to even out, because if this becomes a 2-0...
Control by Arton there, I do have to say. Absolutely, yeah. Boys will have to keep it up. There is no time for a break in this match. These are the top 8 to 10 teams in the NSC. Newell. Absolutely lovely little shot by Switch, but doesn't seem to get the goal against the crossbar there. Pressure is on by George and Lex, both jumping in. Pushing Salford on the back foot. Switch waiting out for the touch.
The switch there, coming into George Burke. Can't get it. Intercepted by Camo. Brought to the ground poorly there.
But George is on the wall here for a nice touch. Both
they
double misses
both
from
missed it. It's
Salford.
open. Oh, thank God Arton got to that.
Yeah, Arton managed to squeeze that out. George was unable to close it in for us.
Oof.
Nice little
Was
demo
that a
by
fake
Switch.
by Jiggy there, or
He faked and he got demoed at the same time, which is but that's gonna sting, I think. Switch waits for the touch. Nice little chip up top.
No one in goal. Camo is there though.
Oh, that was close.
I didn't think Camo was ready to receive that, but he proved me wrong.
He did.
Jiggy setting up a Camo there. Didn't have anyone to follow him though. Just a slow tap in.
Nice little clear
Not really
by
putting
Lex.
pressure on Georgia.
None at all. The boys seem on phase at this moment. Nice little catch by Lex to keep control, but he does
rebounded off a wall up going in. Oh,
nice
just
little
off
clear
the
by
corner of
Switch,
the goal
but he
there.
did die in vain. Not in vain, sorry. Not in vain, yeah.
Put up to George. That's heading in.
Camo just about able to save that. Another little top tap in by Lex.
It wasn't
Still
clipped
able
to
to
anyone's wheels though.
Not on anyone on our team.
Off the backboard with Switch.
Switch
Seems
clears
like
it
these
down.
guys are desperate to get the ball into space when they can. I don't think there's a lot of coordination into where people are until it's well. It seems like the ball is just hoping that it will appear in front of their teammates.
Yeah, I think that is one thing that the boys do rely on a lot, is that they're very good pressure, but they do at times need to check where each other are for those pass plays to make them a bit more apparent. They are very good at pressure though, and this can kind of suffocate the team, and this is usually how they win, by, breaking the opponent, as if to say, by a constant barrage of pressure.
I mean, we're getting 2 minutes left in this game now, and there hasn't been a lot of close chances. Oh, it's an open. As I'm saying that, George is gifted with an open net there. I don't know what happened there.
That is a blunder on Salford's side. They have no one in net. They've all pushed forward. George is in the perfect position to set that down and roll it right into the net.
I think they just assumed that someone was back and they all went on the attack. They weren't expecting him to turn like that and just have a ball straight to his feet.
That was a quick turnaround, yeah, absolutely. We had a nice little turnaround there to get that going.
Essex will take that though, I'm sure they'll be happy with that.
Absolutely, anything we can get.
But this is really putting the pressure on for Salford now, because this is sort of what happened in the last game where they got 1 goal and, that's all they needed. It kept the pace up. And if they win this next game, that 2-0, they'd only need to win only, I don't know how many more games?
They need to win 2 more games to take the series.
So yeah, unless they want to drag it out and make it, to as many games as they can get, fine. But I think Essex will be glad to get this out of the way as quick as they can in an ideal world.
Definitely.
Prepare themselves for harder matches.
Yep. Absolutely, they'll definitely want to be closing this out as fast as they can. They are a game up, so 2 more games and we can call that series, but we won't cancel Salford outright just yet. They still do have some really great chances. They still have the pressure, but currently they're all stuck in goal, which is interesting.
They must be desperate to prevent, an extra goal against them, but really they need to get a goal themselves, which they might do here, or a save by Switch, hitting the crossbar.
That was secures Essex a little bit more time to keep on the backboard, and Switch with a lovely clear out to give us relief pressure. And that might be Camo comes and saves the day again
from my perception there, from my view, that looked like that was going in. I didn't look like there was anyone else.
And we were talking a bit too soon. Salford would come back with a goal here by assist by Jiggy with a nice little pinch and pass to Camo in the midfield.
Yes, again they weren't ready for that sort of. I think George got the wrong end of that corner of a goal there. I think he was hoping to get a bit faster speed off the double jump from the corner there, and he just didn't get it. Maybe he thought he would get that, but that might just be down to poor coordination there.
It did. I think they were a bit too relaxed, thinking it might have been over too quick, but do not count the other team out.
They do not want to keep this up now.
Do not. This would be the perfect time to get that out of harm's way.
Oof.
George knows just what to do with that ball though and cancel it. Is it right for a bit of an
I'm very glad to get that down. That was looking very sketchy then.
Yeah, I was sweating a little bit there, not gonna lie. It's hard work even for us. That was
Lex,
very close.
what are you doing?
Really close touch there. Could have gotten an own goal.
I can only assume that was calculated by Lex, because that would have been abysmal for Essex for him to hit it into his own net there.
That would have been
very slow.
Oh, this might be it. And there we go.
Yes.
Nice little play by the boys.
Very messy there.
Yeah, it was very messy. As we see, Lex hit it down. It gets a little pinch by Jiggy, but it's not enough as Arton can't come back around to save Switch.
Alton really should have hit that. I think Alton was really hoping he could have hit that on that first clearance there, but he must have missed it just barely. Left it to his teammate there to recover it, and he did. He wasn't expecting it.
No,
and they didn't have a chance to respond to Switch, who was on the left side, ready to finish it off.
Yeah, absolutely.
That would have not been great for Essex for games to be tied up because Lex no hit or redirected.
That would have been. I think Lex would be kicking himself the whole night if that went in. I know I would have been, but that was a very close call for us, Essex. But we get it done. We got it done. We've got 2 games up, so now it will take Salford a reverse sweep. James, if you could ready up as well again. It will take. It's fine. It will take Salford a reverse sweep to come back at us. So they'll have to win 3 games in a row to win this series, which it's not impossible, but it is tough.
It's going to be hard. I mean, Essex have got the I can't think of the word. I want to say blitzkrieg, but that is the wrong word. They've got the momentum. That's what I mean. They've got the momentum now. 2 games up. it's going to be much easier for them to sort of be a bit more relaxed now. They only really need to win these two more matches to really, solidify it, and they're halfway there.
Absolutely.
But for Salford, they've got to bring back. They got to make it even. They got 2 games to win if they want even a chance to contest. So
Definitely.
they're probably going to be hoping to put up the aggression a bit, because it's always started out with Essex getting the first goal. It's dropping down there. That's the first goal they need right there.
Right there, they've capitalised on a little bit of an overcommit, I think, I think that was Switch. Lex unable to catch that, but
yeah, I think Lex was hoping to hit that, and Switch wasn't expecting him to miss it, so he wasn't able to save. He got a late save there, and I think he wasn't able to save it.
It was unfortunate.
But
it is an
early goal there.
Still. Yeah, early game, early goal. Still plenty of time to bring it back. Switch with a little nice solo play here, but doesn't seem to be able to get much from it. George unable to get a touch from Lex's pass. But he does buy some time for Switch to take
one way to deal with it.
It does.
Effectively 2 men there, but they still got stopped by Jiggy mid-air. Hammer misses it. We've got Lex bringing it past him. That must be a new strategy he's working on there to miss the ball. But we'll forgive him for that.
we will. Mistakes will be made, but so far they have the time.
They've got one person back here.
Yeah.
Camo could bring this up. Ooh.
George left all alone, but he still managed to deal with it.
I don't think that was on target, but definitely put a lot of pressure on George. It's now in the air. He's dribbling it. Can they stop him?
A nice little mechanical play. He has missed it, and I think that was Camo hitting the backboard with his touch right there.
I think Arton really wishes he could hit that down perfectly there, but I don't think he got the right maybe amount of boost on that. I'm not too sure. Now we've got a counter attack coming from Switch, and George.
Yeah.
Coming back to the Essex side now. Oh, the redirect.
That is another redirect. Oh, that will be for Jiggy with the pass from Arton, I think it was. Yeah, a nice little rebound all the way down. Lex just not back.
Pretty nice there. I'm assuming he saw the goal was open there. He saw that 2 players went. I don't know what if George and Switch were hoping that their attack would have been a bit more, a bit more worth it. It didn't seem to work out from there, leaving Lex alone, who wasn't in goal. I think Lex was just rotating for boost there and caught at the wrong time.
Literally,
it's now 2-0 for Salford here. It's looking good for them now.
Yeah, they might have. This will give them a little bit of confidence, I think. This game, especially after going 2 games losses, this will.
It's not good for them now. They're bringing it in mid-air. It's been stopped by George though.
George with a nice little defense there to keep pressure on, and
not looking great from here. They've got it, bounced it away. That's going to go back. Oh, it's going back into Essex hands. A redirect there. Oh, he's missed it mid-air.
Lux has just missed it by George's pass. Switch will just give a little bit of a mid-pass, but it goes to Jiggy. Lex is unable to catch that.
I think Switch was hoping one of his teammates would be there. Oof, off the crossbar there.
That is a close one.
I think Switch especially is expecting his teammates to be there for his plays, and I think there's a lot of scrambling going around along. They want to try and prevent more goals, so they're trying to do their own thing and not setting each other up. I think, as I said before, they're just hoping the ball will fall at someone else's feet. It's now going for the attack. I'll
here we
take
go.
That.
George with a nice solo play. As we did say earlier, these players are very capable in their own hands to do solo plays, and it looks like George needs no introduction by booming it downfield and gets it.
It was a simple finish, really. I don't know if George was expecting that to be a setup for himself. Maybe he was expecting someone else to be there. But if he's not going to be hit away by the defense there, then he'll take an easy shot like that.
He'll take that 100%. Arton unable to clear that, but
it
looks like Arton will, as I say that, Arton will make me eat my words and score a goal straight after.
Quite a scramble there. George wasn't sure what to do there. I think he tapped it off wrong there, and it went right into their hands.
It has
Switch and Lex were not ready for that.
Absolutely. I think Arton was coming in way early, pre-jumped for that shot, so you could see a mile away it was open. Camo with a shot on goal, but Lex, George with a nice save there to keep Essex still in this. Still 2 minutes on the clock, just under half the game left to go.
It's looking very messy here. There's no defense back for Essex.
It is.
Well, I say that, but they've managed to get away there. But at least from my view, there it looked like Jiggy was free on an open net and he'd have passed all the defenders. So I think there's a lot of pressure. I think that maybe Essex got too confident here. We're now, it's still all to play for. There's still a minute and a half left. But the Salford have definitely got the attacking presence here.
Yeah, 100%. They currently have Essex. All the pressure.
Essex are, getting it in their half more now, but
we can see. I think
set himself up there.
Switch with earlier score of David, I think it was 76. He's struggling to find a bit of pace here, but he has a nice little clip to the backboard. Doesn't get it on goal, but that was George, a nice strike down the middle, but it wasn't to be. Lex still want to pepper the backboard, unable to get it clear.
Oh no, it looks like another goal here, and that's like he managed to get it in time. Oof.
George manages to get to it, but is that enough?
Very lucky there, I think.
Is that enough to keep us in the game? Well, to be seen.
Surprised they got to that. It's been left down to the last man in a lot of these defences by Essex.
Yeah, it is.
I think they're all expecting to jump to the ball together, but they don't know that they're all going up together. Oh,
that would have been a beautiful pass play there, but it's just unable to get that angle.
Half a minute remaining in this, and I thought that was going in then.
Camo. George looks to the pass.
Setting up the switch there.
Off the backboard.
Right, touching it.
Switch wants that. What a beautiful pass play by George and Switch.
I wasn't sure if Switch would see this touch here. It didn't look like Switch. I don't know if Switch was trying to go for goal there or actually set up for George there, but
I think he was going for a redirect. It would have been near impossible to hit that, but it gladly worked out in Essex's favour just then. Beautiful pass play.
I don't know if Essex can, in these last 15 seconds, balls out there in their half here.
This is all to play for in 15 seconds. Next with the list clear.
In a position to sort that out though.
George pops it up, but I think Jiggy will get there first. He will. Arton will get a nice clear though, and this might be the game for Salford. It is 3-2 to Salford. That will definitely be something they'll be happy about. Definitely gives them a second chance. For sure. Yeah, 100%. So we can't count them out 100 just yet because, you know, a comeback in 2 games down, that is going to sway the momentum quite a little bit. It's going to reduce it a little bit for the Essex boys, but let's see if they can carry on their performance in the previous 2 games in the next one. But I think what they need to work on for the next game, if they can, is a little bit more awareness of where each other are. I think currently they are slamming the ball wherever they can, except for that last little play by George and Switch, which was very nice to see. They do need to be aware of where each other are, I think, a little bit more, just so they can get these pass plays out and get a bit more fakes going to figure out to sway where Salford are going to be.
Well, I'm not sure why it's come down to this for Essex. I mean, they looked quite confident to start with. Maybe that was just chance in their favour. But Salford now, that was a pretty 3-1 there. That's quite a dominating defeat there. Well, success for them. Let's hope they can bring it out again for the second round. Well, I guess the 4th game now. Yeah,
so it was a 3-2 win for them. We did come back a little bit slow, but there was a little bit of momentum catch up. As Switch gets a nice little pre-flip here to get a nice save. That was quite clutch. Oh, and Lex in a very awkward spot to redirect that ball out of harm's way. Oof. And I think Lex has scored. He's got it off an own goal. I think that was off Artemis.
Literally just the tip of his car there. It wasn't a strong hit.
And it was Jiggy.
The bottom of his car there. He was probably hoping for a bit more power there. Jiggy almost got to it really. So good props to Jiggy for almost getting it, but I don't think Jiggy was ready for that either.
It wasn't. He did pre-jump that, expecting it, but it just didn't go the way he wanted to. But Essex will take that an early lead in this game number 4 as we push forward. Still 4.5 minutes on the clock, anything to play for. So Essex still need to be on the ball to keep this up. Lex with an attempt to clear out to the midfield, but it does get blocked.
Just put it over Mass.
Switch with low
Switch
boost,
misses it.
Completely misses the ball, and it slides right past him. That has got to be a painful one.
It's a shame, really. I think he probably imagined Arton to actually hit it twice there, but Arton missed it himself, so probably threw off Switch there quite a bit.
Yeah.
But they'll take that. It's not the flashiest finish, but they'll certainly take it.
They will indeed. Anything to get further in the game. We have Lex here with a nice little mechanical play. Tries to look for the slip reset, but unable to get it. Cancelled by Camo.
I think Lex was hoping he would have a free airspace there. Didn't realise he'd get intercepted there.
It did get an early interception. Switch pummels it down for Lex, but Lex does not have any boost to deal with that. A little bit awkward for him.
coming back now. Lex, is he ready to get this? It's a bit dodgy save
It's
there.
a little bit of a...
Clear.
I think there was nearly a triple commit there. It's a little bit messy. Off the backboard, Arton is looking for a double touch. He might get this, but Lex nicely clears that out and denies him.
Oh, I'm definitely ready for that.
He was in
Switch is
position.
left alone here, isn't he? Oh no, he's...
He gets a nice
Take it
little
back.
clear, but Lex is bumped. He does... Switch carries on, but I think that's Jiggy who's caught it. George takes over, pass it to Lex, but it's not able to make it
George
through.
is out of action. Switch and
Arton
Lex are back
jumps.
for this. A lot of attacking play coming from Salford here now. They're much more aggressive than in the previous games, I think.
Yeah, they are.
Oh,
That is a,
what?
a drop down by Arton.
I was not expecting that.
Did not
I just thought that would go off
expect
the
that.
backboard. Cameron brings
He
it
was-
up, and Arton just is.
Oh, what a beautiful
There
drop
and waiting.
down. You cannot deny that was a beautiful
I
shot.
don't think that was going in. Maybe
it
Switch
wasn't. It was
did
an
a
own goal, I
bit
think,
of-
yeah, by Switch.
But you know, I think that would definitely take that. That was a beautiful knockdown by who was that? Arton.
Arton, yeah.
I think even if Switch hadn't hit that in, you know, that would still have been hit down. Maybe his teammates would have
Yeah,
been
probably
able to
teammate to
hit
clear
it in
that.
again from that.
George here with a little bit of a solid play. Takes out one. 50 off another.
Oh,
Camo keeping the pressure on, but Switch is able to push that away.
Essex
Salford
definitely
switch.
struggling to get control of the ball here consistently. Every time they hit the ball, well, they've hit it to George now, but seems to be a lot of their plays now, like, they'd be lucky to get a hit on the ball and then make something off that. It just seems it's going straight back to Salford and they're ready for an attack, just like they are now. That's going for the net, but George is there ready and waiting.
Ready and waiting. Oh, I was looking at Arton for a second, but Lex is able to push that forward and get a nice clear. Switch is ready and waiting though,
Ooh.
but so is the defense. Two of them in again. If George
They're
can get a
both
nice
mid-air.
little hit for pressure,
Just a little wide.
just about misses it.
He had the
Switch.
accuracy. He could have hit that in, no problem.
He could have. He could have.
If they were mid-air, they could have not done anything with the boost they had.
Boys still have a bit of pressure here going. George with a nice little clear, but it doesn't go anywhere. To be honest, gets cleared.
Bit of a scramble in the corner here, trying to get
is.
possession. Getting bamboozled around.
That is an over commit.
Oh,
That is a boomer by Camo straight into the crossbar down. That is not
Confident.
what you want to see. That is a confident striker, as if any. George just a little bit too eager to hit that ball, but misses, and it keeps the net wide open.
George was expecting Lexano to actually hit that, and he was just sort of thrown off guard, and so couldn't respond soon enough there. Looking very familiar to the last game, though. We
It
were
is.
3-1 last game, but you know, Essex did bring it back to 3-2. I'm
They
hoping they
did.
can take it now for at least some kind of redemption.
Well, we aren't counting them out because there is plenty of time on the clock. Here, George gets a nice little bump switch. He's going to set himself up for a nice little double touch.
I don't think there was anyone waiting at the right time. Oh,
And
but there
what a
was.
little touch there by George after a pass from Lex. You love to see it.
Looked like a bit of a dodgy hit from Lexano initially there, but George
he
was
gets-
waiting there.
George is able to place that perfectly in the bottom 90 right corner right there.
I'm getting deja vu of 3-2 shenanigans, but there seems to be a lot more time to play with for Essex here, at least another 30 seconds compared to before.
We do, yeah. It was 30 seconds left on that clock last game. Now we have a minute to go. Let's see if the boys can still push forward. I think they're starting to get a bit more pace here as a late game. This is a beautiful clear.
Oh,
Unable
Can they put it in?
Oh my goodness.
I don't know if Switch hit it over the net there. I think that might have gone in, but Switch
He
wanted
just
to
did
get
it.
a double hit on it.
He is
Maybe
one
the
to be
defense would
quite
have hit it,
fairly,
but-
yeah.
So I think
Lex
Lex was
unable
hoping
to touch that. At a nice
probably
angle.
had a bit more time to hit it there. Hit it a bit too soon.
Jiggy's taking his time with this ball. He knows he has time to waste. Salford are in the lead. Ten seconds left for Salford. Sorry,
They're really going to want to keep this up here, Essex, if they want a chance
they
to
do,
pick
and
up the
Salford will
momentum.
be trying to kill this ball as soon as they can. They do not want to leave any time on the clock here.
And
Switch
it's
with a
in the
touch.
air. Can George keep it up for him? Switch is there, ready to take it. It's not a strong
Arton
hit
is
though.
ready, and
It's gonna-
Arton will be ready to
gonna
clear
go
that and
straight
cancel
down.
that ball. We are now at match point again. Salford looking for a reverse sweep. They're hungry. They're out here.
Definitely. I mean, I'm sure they'd love to get another victory like that. Really rub it in for Essex. Give them a bit of hope, thinking they can bring it back. But
yes,
it's going to make it 2-2.
That is going to be 3 games, 2-2 to each team. Yeah. Ready out, wait for the next game. But I think it was a little bit of messiness there. I think a little bit during the defense, especially the boys are a bit confused on who's going for what, and sometimes they're getting faked, and the overcommitting is what's causing them to be out of play a little bit of the time, which is throwing them off when they're trying to go for these saves, and it just catches them oblivious to what's happening.
I'm not sure why Essex had a little bit of a team talk over there or something. They were waiting a little bit to get the next game started.
They must be having a little pep talk.
The pressure is now on. Essex were 2 up to begin with, and now it's just been brought straight back to Worry Town from bringing it down to 2-2. They had the upper hand initially. They had breathing room, I suppose, but I think they've let that go to their heads, and now they've brought it back to essentially where they started, where it was just an even game. So they're really going to bring this to a close one, I think.
They will. This game is all to play for both teams currently. Boys will be looking for a bit more pressure, a bit more defensive. They want to work on defense a little bit more. It seems a little bit unorganized currently, but we'll just look to see if they can rectify that in this game, number 5. This will be the last game of this series, but it's not the last game of the night, so don't you worry if you're looking thinking this is all we have. We have plenty of more.
I think on stream now it's now showing the player names. I'm not too sure about that.
Yeah, it is. 2 of the games are missing, I think, on the picture as well.
Oh yeah. Well, what was the score for the first game for Essex? Struggling to remember that now.
I am as well. I'm sure
it'll come to us. Probably should have been on that. I didn't realise what the score was for the first game.
That's fine. Yeah, we'll check it out. Arton here gets a quick demo on Switch. Allows for a bit of pressure, but it's slowly taken away as Camo gets a nice flick over Switch just then.
I don't think the graphic on stream will show after this match. Whoever makes it free, this is a best of 5, so I don't know if the graphic on stream will show the circle around the goal numbers. Because as it says now, there's now 2 to each teams, but as you see, the circles will fill out, and eventually when it gets to 3, I don't know if it will show more than 3 circles, but I guess we'll find out after
There's a little bit of mayhem here on the pitch as demos are coming out left, right and centre. Salford looking for fakes and demos themselves as they manage to get round. Lex with a nice little
Lex using the crossbar to clear the ball.
Yeah, all the pitch to use to their strength to clear that ball out of there. Another demo by Camo in the corner there on Switch. It's going to get him to reset his position. He'll be on the backboard, but Arton is up early for that touch.
Arton's missing that one.
George gets a nice little clear out. Lex pushes that onto one of the Salford players. Another demo by Camo on Switch. He's definitely not going to be happy with that. At a certain point when demos get too much and you start to feel the sting in real life. It also gets to you. Lex with a touch there to just keep that ball out. Switch trying to run with it, but it doesn't get far.
I'm not sure how soon there was a goal in the last game, but you know, we're already past halfway through this game, and you'd think with how close the games have been, at least for the last 2 games they've played, where it's been 3-2 2 times, you'd think they'd follow the same sort of trend of you know, getting the early lead, at least for Salford.
Yeah, absolutely.
Getting a bit late now, so maybe
they've changed their style up a little bit. Yeah, so I think in the last 2 games, both teams scored 1 goal in 4.5 minutes. I think just before in the 4 minutes. Currently, it's 1.5 minutes left to go, and we still do not have a goal in this matchup. Camo will look to carry it, doesn't get it far. Lex will clear it.
I think with how close it is, I'd be very surprised if there is, you know, a mountain of goals happening. been very, very well defended and cleared for both sides here. So for these final matches, I don't know if we're going to get a massive lead or a massive amount of goals. I think it might just come down to a single goal to make it. You know, maybe one team right now will get a goal and that'll just be all they need. They'll maybe sit on that for the rest of that game. I don't think we're going to get another 3-2 scenario, especially with 1 minute left in the game.
No, absolutely not. It'll pull out some kind of miracle to get that kind of scoreline right now. But it looks like, I think what's getting them down a little bit is one player is pushing up, but it doesn't seem like there's anyone to... Oh, as I say that, George gets an absolutely banger of a shot all the way from one side of the pitch to the next off a half volley. What a beauty.
Jiggy was not ready for that.
Jiggy was not absolutely... Oh, that was a crazy shot.
I'm assuming Jiggy was hoping that George would have gone around the side with the ball at his feet instead of just hitting it, you know, whacking it from one side to the other.
But
maybe George
just
knew that. Maybe George saw that Jiggy was a bit too far forward and took advantage.
That is very true. You would not expect sometimes like a high power shot like that from one side of the pitch.
A little bit wide from George on the redirect there. Switch playing mid-air, but getting much from it.
Lex looks to slam that ball down right in front of the goal.
Definitely in this last minute, looks like there's a lot more attack and play from Essex. They're definitely desperate to keep this goal upwards.
They are, with 7 seconds off on the clock. George is going to clear that to the corner.
It's not good from right above the goal. They're going to have to do something there. Luckily,
Lex
Lex knows ready and waiting for it.
Absolutely great clear. And Essex will take this first series in this best of 5 against Salford. Absolutely stellar performance from Salford and the boys. But they understand they need to work on some aspects. It literally, some of it was quite of a messy stance to be in, but that was a great finish, I think, to follow up for them. That will definitely keep them going.
So that makes it 3-2 to Essex in our. Is that our first uni game done then?
That is our first series. It looks like we have well in our bracket in our stage we've won for our first game against Salford. Sorry, our first series. This is came down so close, right, till that last game, game 5. What the battle between the two of the teams was intense, if I do say so.
I'm feeling very incompetent at the moment because on stream now we are showing the last 3 game scores, but not the first 2. So they played 5 games there,
Yeah.
And I made the error of only recording the last 3. I cannot remember for the life of me what the scores were for the first 2 games. I know Essex won them.
Yep.
But I cannot remember for the life of me what it was.
We did.
Maybe I can.
Essex did win that game. Yeah, so we are sitting comfy right now with our first game down. It was a nail-biting close game for us, but we did manage to pull it out of the bag to secure the series against Salford. What a close game, though. You know,
it was looking worrying, to be honest. I mean, obviously we're a bit biased towards Essex here, so
yeah,
seeing those first 2 games done and dusted, you know, it looked like it was set in stone there. It looked like Essex would take that and run with it. But
absolutely.
You know, as Salford started coming back a bit in the next 2 games, I mean, you know, granted they were close games, but considering the start they had in those, you know, those games where they'd be up 2 or 3 goals, leaving Essex the job to have to desperately try and climb back and even it out. I mean, they did try. In both games there, they made it 3-2 to Salford, so they definitely did try. But I think their counter-attacks and their attempts of evening it up were a little bit too late. I guess, you know, something for them to take away for the next games maybe is that they need to work on their coordination and hope that when they are clearing the ball, it's not going straight into the opposing team's hands. So
yeah. So I've just got a message from Cheese from Luke. I think the scores are wrong. That's because we forgot to input it in on the scoreboard. So
it does say at the top of the screen now for the stream that it was 3-2 overall. So that is because you know that is the series. We won 3 games.
Yeah.
They won 2 games.
Yeah.
If there's best of 5 group stage, that is my fault. There should be 5 game scores there, but I've only put the last 3. So unless anyone happens to remember the scores of the first 2 games, then I will correct that. But you know, I will promise for the next 2 games for the group stages, I will dutifully fill them in each time. But again, I'm sure you can put a bit of slack there. If
Yeah.
not, then I'm
Absolutely.
so sorry.
No worries.
Anyway, do we know who we're playing next?
We should be playing. Oh, it looks like it attempts to join the party's game. I think we might be joining Portsmouth. We could change that now to Portsmouth against us.
You know, I'm just thinking we've been calling. Wait, what is his name on in game?
George,
George
I'm a
Burke.
bot.
So I don't know if that is. Maybe he's forgotten to check. Maybe his name was different this whole time. I haven't played with him recently, so I wouldn't know. But for anyone wondering, I am a bot is George Burke.
Oh, we have to leave the
That's
game.
how we know him as. I have to leave the game.
Yeah, we have to because.
Oh, that's because I'm just sat in here. Yeah, my bad.
So good. Have you changed the graphics for the top?
The graphics.
For current screen to Portsmouth.
Oh yeah, we are now playing Portsmouth. I will change that.
We move on to the next series, which is against Portsmouth Paladins, if I'm correct in saying that, which are probably the best. If you clear the scores as well,
Yep.
probably one of, or if not the best, or top two, I think, in NSC New. They have quite a. How should I say this? They have a good lineup. I think Psycho. If you play Rocket League, you might, and you're up to date with freestyling or competitive Rocket League, you might know Psycho. He is the manager for Team All the Rage, which is a competitive and freestyling clan / group on Twitter on Rocket League. He won a tournament. I think he won a it was a kind of like a submit your best clips, and he hit an incredible shot called, it was named after him, called the Psycho, and he won a huge prize, I think over $1,000 or something for that. So he is known in the Rocket League scene. So they will have all to play for in this game. Essex will have all to prove in this game if they want to get somewhere. Against Portsmouth, it's going to be a tough matchup for them, but I feel this will put them through their paces.
Looks like we're ready to rumble.
It does look like we're ready. I will get.
I'm worried that the overlay might be in the wrong side again. I'm hoping that I will change that once we see from the stream perspective, but I'm hoping they would have accommodated for that.
Where?
I'm being told we don't forget to update colors both on the overlay and in game.
I think I've got it correct actually. So I think Portsmouth is orange, I think.
I think the worry is that at least in the last game is we had both teams as a shade of red. So yeah, I mean, I guess for our viewing pleasure, it's not that big of a deal because we know who's who. We've got their names up.
Yeah, for everyone else, it will be nice. But in this match, you'll have no issue because Portsmouth are purple and we are red. So that's going to be very easy to tell who's who in this matchup against Portsmouth Paladins.
We get this game going. What's going on? We are all in the lobby waiting and raring to go. I'm assuming there's some team talking or some rituals going for this next game. I guess that's something we can talk about. How did Portsmouth do? This is their second game, I'm assuming. Let me have a look at how Portsmouth did in their last game.
Yeah, that'd be nice to see. Oh, it looks like we're joining.
Oh, I will leave the commentary to you for a little second while I find the scores of Portsmouth's last game.
That is
and see if they're joining this game on a win or a loss.
We will see. As we get game number 1 in the second series underway, Psycho here wins the kickoff against Switch, but it clears over to George, who's going to have no problem of doing a little solo play to get that downfield over Mercy. Psycho gets a little clear upfield. Switch is ready and waiting for that little touch there. Lex needs to sweep it under, but Mercy is ready and waiting as well. Mercy gets a nice little play here, but it's cancelled out by both Essex players here on the backboard. As we can see, George has changed his decal, which is nice because the overlays don't match well when you have an esports decal. Switch will be looking here to get a touch with Psycho, will get in his way. A little bit of a double commit here by Portsmouth Paladins, but it doesn't seem to phase them as Mercy bangs it in the top corner just there.
Is that 1-0 already?
It is. Reiko and Psycho go for double commit, but Mercy's still waiting, and they still manage to get this risky play off, so it's a 1-0 game to Portsmouth Paladins so far, with 4 minutes left on the clock.
Trying to find the scores of Portsmouth, but I'm assuming they are not available.
Check the Sci Showdown Discord channel, might be posted. Oh, Switch with a lovely little musty over the top. Doesn't look get anything. That was very fancy. A musty flick. He is, as I said, a little bit of a show person as well. They'll have no problem of trying to show their mechanical skill in this game. Psycho's up early for a little down, little pitch clear. Switch doesn't get the clear he wants to, but it does still go far. Now we have George here waiting in the midfield. He might have his chance right here. He taps it down, but Mercy's waiting for that clear. Switch slaps to the corner.
For a little bit of an update, it looks like in the last game, Portsmouth did lose against Bournemouth. They lost 3 games to 1.
Oh,
so
that's crazy. Oh, Psycho will secure another goal for Portsmouth here.
I mean, I'm sure Portsmouth are be very angry with the way their last game against Bournemouth turned out. So they'll probably
if I do make a pun, he'll have all the rage coming into this game, Psycho, at least.
That is, I can't contain my laughter there.
I'll stop.
Should remind the viewers that Bournemouth and Portsmouth, the other 2 teams in our group, are among the best in the country for uni games. So
they are.
While we did have a pretty good victory for Essex against Salford, you know, it's definitely going to be a test now for Essex, as you know, as it's showing. They're already 2-0 down, but you know, we are hopeful that they will pull it back. There's still all to play for. Half the game is
still half the game
already gone now, but still plenty of time to come back from this. But not if they're doing stuff like that.
Is going to put another one away for Portsmouth as Lex gets a little bit of a miss on his read there, and then George gets faked out. Switch on the backboard does not expect that to go straight into the middle.
I think maybe their nerves are getting to Essex here. They realise the gravity of their situation. Now 3-0. Definitely playing very well, Portsmouth. Definitely taking advantage of all the open goals, I must say, they're being given.
They are taking advantage, and they aren't missing, it looks like.
Very strong attacking force.
They do,
they
are
a lot of
just
pressure
waiting.
On Essex.
As we said earlier, they are probably the top, I think they won or second best team in the whole of Uni NSC Rocket League Renewal.
Close save by George Burke there, but I don't know if it'll be enough considering that the rest of his team are scrambling for it. They're not going to get a confident recovery there, and there goes Lexano. He'll be swimming with the fishies tonight.
He will be.
Lex is coming straight from the boost. He got some kind of counter here, but it's gone straight back to Psycho.
Psycho seems to be ready.
Definitely, he's very capable, Psycho, if I can say that. I don't know. I mean, you've given a bit of a rundown of his.
He is. He's played in RLCS. If people don't know RLCS, he's played in the to qualify for RLCS. So if people don't know, RLCS is the Rocket League Championship Series, which is the highest level of Rocket League out there. But he has had a team.
Oh no! Don't do it to him. Oh,
he's going for a little ceiling touch there.
Come on, Psycho. It's 3-0. You don't have to do him like
that. He'll have no short space of trying to flex with his shots here. He is the highest rated team. He goes for a little musty, but doesn't seem to get the touch.
Well, that's a poor touch from George. Ooh, wasted shot by Raiko. He should have really put that away, Raiko, I think. He's probably kicked himself for that one.
It was a close double touch that he could have capitalized on. Paladin will look to waste time here as they have a little bit of pressure. Pushes it to a corner, waiting.
It almost seems like Portsmouth are spoiled for choice in terms of opportunities. They seem to, if we could get some kind of possession, you know, graph up, I'm sure it'll be heavily in Portsmouth's favour here.
Absolutely.
For a first game, I think Essex have got a lot to work on here. It's looking with 30 seconds left.
Here is another double commit by Lex and Switch. And another double commit, one after the other. Their coordination needs some work. Hopefully this game is a little bit of a wake-up call for them. That they aren't playing soft, but they are playing a team who are
Portsmouth.
Top of the league. Yeah, they're playing Portsmouth. Yeah, wake up. But yeah, hopefully this will be a little bit of a kick up the butt for them. Yas to wake up.
And that is game one
That is
for,
game one in the bag.
I guess, just to be sort of objective, that was quite a decisive.
That was a
know,
dominating
victory
performance
there.
here. We can see Psycho with pretty much a huge carry in the points distribution for his team right here, being a pivotal player. But the boys will look to rectify their mistakes in game number 2 in the series. Plenty of time still to bring it back. They just need to realize and recognize their mistakes and rectify them so they can have a chance.
You know, I haven't played this game in consistently in a while. I am not sure what any of these undernamed things are for Ryko and Mercy. I guess it's a new season with you know, Epic Games and all that. But season 1, Dunkmaster, Renegade, Cup Elite.
Yeah,
these must be big deals.
They are. So these titles are given to. Oh, Psycho goes. I mean, Mercy goes for demo, and Psycho likes to capitalize on that shot.
Very messy there.
It was a little bit of a misread by George and Lex off the corner. Unable to put that one away.
Assuming George was hoping he would get that, but
yeah,
maybe Lex assumed he would get it as well. Oh no, what's happened here?
It's a little bit of a misread. George is scrambling to get. George again scrambles to save a goal.
2 players missed the ball on the kickoff. It looks like it's going straight in. Thank God George gets it, but the clear from George could have easily just set it up straight for them.
That is crazy.
It's very rough here for Essex, I won't lie. I still think they can bring it back. It's only 1-0 at the moment. They may have lost the first game, but maybe they've taken inspiration from the last game and decided to change their ways.
Absolutely. As we're waiting for
Ryko, very capable there, stopping the ball twice mid-air, denying any attack from Essex.
Absolutely.
Lex is going to miss that. Ready for George to receive though. Lex is going to miss it again. It's an open net.
That is an open net, but it's rolled across the goal line. Switch will come to clean that up.
I'm sure they're Portsmouth really hoping they had a second player there, because he essentially went past two, maybe 3 players there by himself, but no one was there to tap it in from the goal line. It just rolled past it.
That was.
You're seeing a lot from these angles from the Portsmouth side that, you know, you can see all their players in frame a lot of the time. You know they can see each other. I'm assuming they are communicating very effectively in their calls. They know where the players are. Oh,
that was a close
save
one.
by Mercy.
One
of the first few attempts. A confident shot from Essex there.
Yeah, that is one of the first attempts we have seen in these past 2 games of an actual shot. See if they can take that and roll with it a little bit.
Still 3 minutes to go. It's only 1-0. Essex can, you know, if they pull out a strong enough attack, they could, you know, pinch something in.
They could. They have all time to play for. They're still over half the game. George with a nice little back touch, but not enough.
Bit of a weak shot there. They're probably hoping for a bit more power there.
Yeah, I think he was in a very awkward angle. A little bit of chase going for George and Lex as they chase down Ryko just then. Cycle will look to push forward, but George will get a nice clear off. A little bit of a misread by Lex right there off that corner.
Hope the switch can clear this. He hasn't got the booster, I don't think.
Psycho is up early again for this touch. He's looking for a double touch off the corner. Doesn't get much from it. Mercy's going to sorry, Ryko straight to switch.
I hate those angles like that. There's a lot of pressure when you see the ball about to be smacked in your face, and you. Thank God it went straight to switch there.
Thank God, absolutely. That was crazy close. They are the worst ones to say when you're backwards facing them. That is looking very risky. Oh, dropping down. Lex is able to push that out. Mercy with a little bit of a fake. Little flip cancel. A little bit of a low 50 here. Switch is not able to save that. But boys and Fred are still at the back here, able to get that clear out. Switch goes for a little play. Gets a little 50 up here with Ryko. Ryko again gets another 50 off one of the players. Mercy up early. So is Psycho. Psycho always up early. Every time the ball's up high, he's always up as well. Switch is going to bang the downfield. He probably would have been better passing off to Lex on the right.
Yeah, I don't know. This is what we mean, though. We're not sure if these guys are aware that their teammates are around them, ready to receive a
yeah,
pass.
it's kind of like a little bit of a solo game, 1 versus 3 sometimes.
I mean, I guess if they were doing it last time, it did work for them, but it's clearly showing ineffective against a team like Portsmouth, who seem to have it all figured out.
Absolutely, it does work to a certain degree, but then it was
no one in the net can Lex hit this up. Oh,
Lex is not able to save that, and it's going to go into the net for an own goal.
Both players coming back for defence there. I'm assuming that they were screaming, "Oh, I got it." Lex, really, they should have had someone maybe already in that position as opposed to getting back there in the last moment, because clearly Lex just smacked it in there. If he was there maybe a few seconds earlier, he obviously that would have been a clean save, but
A little bit of an overcommit, a little bit of a double commit. So, yeah, there was probably a bit of miscommunication going there. Portsmouth,
an open net again. Is he going to hit it down here?
For a
and
double touch, and he's going to secure a double touch. That was, you could see that a mile away. I've said it before.
Yeah,
when the ball's up, Psycho's up, and he's already up straight away. Look at that double touch.
As soon as George Burke sort of lost the ball, and you saw Lex going for it from the goal, and it went straight past him, you knew that it was free reign for Psycho in the air there.
That's
He's
crazy.
clearly seen those simple from a backboard drops many times before, so easy goal for him. Oh, they do have an open net here. Oh, Switch was probably open for a lot more power there. It looked like if he had the power, he could have maybe put that in top bins, but maybe they're just lacking the boost here to perform it. Oh, who was that who just missed the ball there? I think that was Lex. No, that could have been a goal from really, but Lex missed the ball. I think that was clear just a little second too late.
Yeah.
Psycho doing a bit of a BM there with the backflip to.
Oh, okay. I was about to say it's going to be a repeat of last game, but
that
no.
must have been calculated by Mercy. He must have known that by hitting it there, that kind of problem would have happened.
Really poor clear from George off the side. Unfortunate, didn't get a nice touch on that, but
I for one completely believe that Mercy knew that George Burke would have done that. I think he.
I mean, he had hindsight. Yeah, I think he.
He was in his head. He was in his head. George didn't know how to respond
he
to the
was
threat.
Slightly in his head there. That is crazy.
So that is 4-0 in the second game.
4-0 to. Yeah, I was going to say it's going to be another 3-0 game, but Portsmouth are looking to. They're hungry out here. They're looking for blood, so they're going to make a 4-0 on this game. As we look to go to game number 3, Essex will be looking for a reverse sweep here. 3 wins in a row to able to beat Portsmouth.
I mean, this did happen in the last game where Essex were up 2, and we thought, it was all done and dusted, and then there comes Salford with another 2 games back to back. So maybe Essex can pull out the same, make this a bit more competitive. But from what we've seen, there seems a very dominating force by Portsmouth.
They do.
A lot of free chances as well, if I may say. A lot of open goals, a lot of double commits and so on. Essex gonna have to work on that, I think, if they want to pull through this.
They will. They have to be aware a little bit more of where each other are. I think it's going to be, if after this game they're going to have an incredibly hard time as well, playing Bournemouth up next after this Portsmouth game. But
it goes without saying as well that we must be reminded that in Portsmouth's last game they lost to Bournemouth 3-1. So if we thought this was bad, then we can only imagine the hell that is going to rain upon us in our 3rd game.
That is a very close chance by Lex, but it looks like he's unable to.
It's free for switch though.
He is
Mercy's conserving his boost mid-air to mate it mid-air though.
He is. Like, it's a clear here. Lex is up high with a little bit of a spinny aerial action here. As we said earlier, Lex is he's not scared of showing a bit of prowess in his mechanical ability. As are all the players in this tournament, as everyone's probably much aware. These are the best players in UK University Rocket League.
We can only wish that Essex can pull something out of their behinds here, because if they it might be a complete sweep this game against Portsmouth, but that just means the pressure will be on against Bournemouth, because even though Bournemouth did relatively smash Portsmouth in the previous games, if Essex want to make it through this group stage, get to a knockout, they're going to need to beat more than Salford.
Absolutely.
Because if it's anything to go off, then if Salford is playing a Bournemouth now, let's just assume based on what we've seen that Bournemouth are going to wipe the floor with them, and that'll be 2 wins to Bournemouth in the group stage. We will
Absolute beautiful shot by Mercy.
And
oh
I've just
my
been
goodness.
I've just been completely
Speechless.
cut off by.
Psycho,
I
look
mean,
at this. Oh my goodness, that was kind of beautiful. I'm not gonna lie.
Free reign from I mean, Mercy had complete creative freedom for that.
He
I don't
did.
think
He
they
did.
demoed the only defender.
All time
so-
world, and again passed by Psycho up early for these shots.
I don't know if for this Portsmouth team they're treating this as some kind of warm-up or something. They haven't really been tested as of yet, so it's not
true.
looking too bright for Essex. But we will remain hopeful that this is just a snag, and they will pull back something. Because it is only
There is half the
1-0
game
here.
to go. Yeah, and it is 1-0. A change from the 4 and 3-0 from the previous games.
Yeah, there were definitely more goals in an earlier time in the other game, so maybe this is the start of a stronger defence from Essex, or maybe a weaker offence from Portsmouth. Let's just hope that the attack from Essex will, fruit something from their labour.
We will hope so, absolutely.
Very slow from the Essex side, though. They're not getting a lot of opportunities to get the ball out of their own side of the pitch. At least with the Portsmouth side, every time I hit it up, it's usually towards someone, whether in the air or down the pitch. But for Essex, I don't know if I can say the same. There's definitely a few times where they're passing to one another. Oh, switch! You have to do better than that. Ooh.
That is not.
To be fair to Switch, he was there. I think I couldn't see who the other player was who missed the hit there, but I'm assuming he wouldn't have expected that pass to the middle there. So props to Twitch for just seeing that and reacting on the dime. But really in an ideal situation, those clears need to be to the side of the net and not to the post. So
Absolutely.
I'm sure he knows that though.
He does, and he'll be kicking himself for that. That was a very awkward angle to be in. Backwards, sorry, excuse me.
So this is game 3, is it not?
This is game 3. This is match point for Portsmouth, and that is a very strong strike.
Oof, a little bit wide there.
It is just a little
Up
bit
for
wide.
Mercy though. Mercy not planning to hit it downwards though. I
Which
think
is
it's a
trying
bit
to
of
look
the
for
wrong
a
angle.
pass to George, but unable.
The crowd is screaming defense,
It
and
is.
they can only wish for any of that.
If only they could hear it.
If only they could hear the cries of the crowd. They know Essex underdogs here. They want them to perform.
They do. I think a lot of people are raring for us, even if you aren't an Essex fan or you don't go to Essex. We are
Sure.
pretty much underdogs. Oh,
Oh,
that is gonna hurt.
Switch.
Switch just hits the crossbar with his touch for a
I
weird
mean,
angle.
I mean, for me, I would have never hit that in just because I am a crap player. But I really think, for the standard that we've seen, that should have been a goal for Switch. I'm sure he really wishes that went in, but even so, even if he did get it in, considering the time we had left, I don't know if it would have made much of a difference. Maybe for morale, maybe thinking, Portsmouth aren't, untouchable, but coming into a third game now, that looks like
This
Portsmouth
looks
are very much
They are.
dominating. I don't
They
know
are.
if they're untouchable, but there's not been a lot of action from the Essex side in terms of goals. So
That is, and that will be a sweep for Portsmouth. That will give them all of the confidence to go into their next game against Salford Lions. Unfortunately for us, that is our first loss in the series. I think the boys had a lot to work on in that game. It was very different to their previous games. It was very uncontested. So I think to look into the next game against Bournemouth, they'll be looking for a totally different approach to this game. If it's anything like the Portsmouth game has been.
well, I don't know what to say really. A 3-0 victory to Portsmouth there. considering what we've just seen with Salford, we thought it could be a bit more competitive. But it was pretty close to Salford. But considering the placements of where we are and they are in the table, I guess it makes sense. But for here, we knew before we started that Portsmouth were, a top tier team. They were among, I don't know where we said they placed last time in the most
the second,
recent.
one of the top 2, 3 or something like that.
Yeah, so it's definitely showing. I don't know how big the skill gap is, or the teamwork maybe between the two teams is, but whatever's going on, it's definitely showing. I mean, of course, we're biased towards Essex. We can try and understand what's happened in those games and where it's gone wrong, but if we look at the scores here, it took 3 games and Essex couldn't even bring back 1 goal. So I don't know what to say there. I think it was a very strong defense from Portsmouth. I know that Psycho was, he got a lot of goals there, and he had a lot of room and he had a lot of room to play with, and for a lot of those goals, really. I think Essex will understand that there were a lot of open goals on their side there, and they really shouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
But that can maybe be explained by, I don't want to pin it all on Essex. It's not. I don't think it's just because Essex is lacking something. Maybe it's just because Portsmouth have something more that can counter what they've got. But at least we can hypothesize that Essex might have had a few communication problems there.
Yeah, that is undeniably true. I think as well, Portsmouth, they had a very good team chemistry. You can tell that they play a lot together. They all looked very similar in their play style. No one player stood out. I mean, I do say that Psycho was one of, if not a big carry for Portsmouth, but at the end of the day, they all really meshed really well. You could see the pass plays. You could see them opening up in the positions and pushing the ball forward to each other. It was a little bit more organized compared to Essex's side, where there was a lot of pushing, but there wasn't a lot of like organization, a lot of direction of where that pushing was going. So a lot of times it was pushing to a pretty random place that we didn't know, or one of the players didn't know where the ball was going. So it was a very guessing game, you could say, for the Essex team. They were sort of like figuring out where they should be, where the ball was going to be, and it was just, they had to work double time compared to Portsmouth to catch up where their shortcomings against them.
Yeah, Essex have got a lot of way to go, really, considering that Portsmouth, if we say that Salford was the warm up and was someone maybe our own level, that works great for us. We've got that one in the bag. But considering that now Portsmouth, one of the top few teams higher than Salford, has now just essentially thrashed Essex, and we are now expected to move on to Bournemouth. I mean, we don't want to be pessimistic here, because we have high hopes for Essex here, but realistically, it's now, if we think about it in terms of group stages, it is now 1-1 to Essex. They've won 1 and lost 1 now. I'm assuming that Portsmouth have now won 1 and lost 1. Salford have. I guess we can now check the scores for if they are being updated now.
That is true. That would be a good time to figure out how Salford did against Bournemouth, because Salford is already 1 game down. Portsmouth is 1 game down. We're 1 game down, but we're also 1 game up, as well as Portsmouth and Bournemouth. So if Salford has lost both its games, they're probably not going to be into the knockout stages, and then we'll have to worry about Portsmouth and Bournemouth, because Bournemouth is already 1 game up. If they've won against Salford, they're probably securing their spot in terms of the knockout stages, and we'll have to put up a really big fight against Bournemouth in the game coming next.
Well, I'm assuming that the game is still ongoing, because at least in front of me now, the scores have not been updated, at least for us as well. So I'm guessing the admins are working on that. Actually, as I say, I see someone else looking and editing the scores right now. So fresh off the grill of the scores rolling in.
Yeah.
If I can just wait for them to update this. I'm sure they've just watched our own game and realised that Essex have just lost 3-0. So I'm assuming the other game between Salford and Portsmouth has just ended as well. Because if I can make a hypothesis of how that game went, I'm assuming it probably went very similar to what we just did there, where they might have lost just with a clean sweep. Considering that we beat Salford and that on paper Bournemouth is the better team, than Portsmouth. Probably not by a large margin,
Probably
but
not.
considering that Bournemouth have already played Portsmouth and Bournemouth beat them 3-1,
Yeah.
I don't know if Salford could realistically come back and thrash, what looked to be the top team in this group. And as I say that, it looks like Bournemouth have won 2-1 against Salford. So I don't know if that means it's in progress or.
That means it is in progress. That is, they need to win 3 games.
So, I mean, surprised just based off that Salford has pulled a game against Bournemouth. So unless maybe Portsmouth struggled a bit in their first game against Bournemouth, maybe they had trouble rolling into their first game of the tourney.
Mm-hmm.
But I'd probably suspect from this score I'm looking at now, if Bournemouth are currently 2-1 up, then I wouldn't be surprised if they make that a 3-1. So, in terms of our own score, though, I don't think our score has been updated just yet against what we've just done against.
Yeah, so I think we are waiting for our scores to be updated on that.
Oh yeah, it does say Portsmouth.
No, don't worry about Switch. You guys played well. It's just a little bit of miscommunication, it looks like, by the team. But I think you guys might have a chance against Bournemouth, regardless if they beat Portsmouth. I think you guys just need to figure out where the positioning of each other is. We're confident. We have faith. We remain faithful.
I mean, if the game is currently ongoing for the other competitors, then they might give a bit of breathing room for our own team to consider what went wrong in that last game. Maybe a bit of breathing room to talk about what the game plan is for playing against Bournemouth now, because there seems to be a lot of pressure now on them.
Yeah, they have a lot to think about in this next game coming up, and this time they have against their game against Bournemouth. So hopefully they're using this time to think about maybe even spectate Bournemouth's game, and that would be good to see. They could quickly learn a little bit if they haven't played them already in the previous NSC tournaments.
Let me see if I can
do a little bit of spying, on Bournemouth's game.
I will use our resources to check on the live.
This is legal
game. This is. I don't know where we've got all this information on the Discord we're using for Society Showdown, but I cannot remember where they have put information for where. I feel like we've seen before, it was posted somewhere where we can access the other streams. For life of me cannot find it.
Mm-hmm.
I will work on that though while we wait for the next game to happen.
Might as well get that in as we wait for the next matchup to come along. I hope everyone who's watching is enjoying so far. Hope our commentary has been entertaining enough. I mean, I hope you're enjoying it. Acceptable level, yeah.
I mean, I think for experience, it's definitely been something for us. I can't speak for the Essex team, but I mean, it hasn't been the first time they've played with, I guess, pressure. I know they've played against good teams before, probably these same teams in the NSC tournaments before in other seasons. So I don't know if this is a reminder to them of what the higher level games are like.
Yeah, I am unaware of if they have played Bournemouth before, but I do know they do know the stakes against Bournemouth. They are aware of how good Bournemouth are, and it's going to be very tough.
Especially will be.
Yeah, Switch obviously. He has a lot of contacts. He knows a lot of these players personally and over social media, whatever. But he knows a lot of these top players because he has, as I said earlier, he is a top 100 player previously. And so he has come in contact and has played against these players previously in his Rocket League career, to say.
I can't find for the life of me where this. Don't want to have to try to.
Is it not in the Discord channel? Is it not in? They not posted it.
I'm looking in all of the channels we've got available. I don't know. I've seen it though. I don't know
David's
if
saying
it's
it's
on
in the general chat links to all streams.
a general chat. Well, there is a qualifiers stream tab. I think that's a bit outdated. That's from last year. So unless I am missing it, where are you? I don't know if it's actually on a. Maybe it's. You need player details. Maybe this is what I'm looking for. No. Oh, okay. Hold on. So who are we looking to see the live game for?
Bournemouth probably.
Bournemouth. Yeah, Bournemouth. There we
They'll
go.
be the one to look in to see how they're playing.
Bournemouth Barracudas. Let me just have a quick gander at how they are doing on their end of the stream. So, from what I'm seeing now, they are in this. So, as I said before, it was currently 2-1 to Bournemouth in terms of games, and in this fourth game now, the score for them is currently 5 to Bournemouth, 2 to Salford, with roughly a minute left for game. So, I don't know how Salford pulled out the win last time, but considering we beat them. Essex beat Salford, but not decisively. It was definitely a close game. They gave us a run for our money.
Yeah.
So the fact they could pull their own against a team like Bournemouth,
Yeah.
I wish I could see the history of that. But at least in this game now, I think next 30 seconds of what I'm seeing on their stream now, Bournemouth will come into the game with Essex with 2 wins to their name. So if they beat us, then I think they're almost certain to move on into the knockout stages.
Mm-hmm.
So whether we can join them,
it'd be great. It'd be great if we could join them. That does mean we'd be streaming till 10 p.m. or something like that.
well,
That would be another hill for us, but I think we're doing all right so far. To be honest, I think it's doing all right.
we're keeping up some kind of pace, but realistically,
David. Oh, David, can you check if the stream's lagging? I'm getting word that maybe the cams are not matching up to or anyone in chat. If anyone in chat could tell us if our cams are matched up to our voices. Not on your end? Okay, perfect. Okay, I think it's just my brother then. That was my intel. So yeah.
your production behind the
My
scenes.
production behind the scenes, he's another part of the house. He's doing backup. Okay, it's all good. Nice. He was making me see things. Right. Oh, hello, Flame.
We'll be
Glad to
moving
see
into
you,
our
chat.
final game on the group stage very soon. I
If anyone
think.
doesn't know,
It looks
Flame is part of our team 2, solid GC player. He's alongside Aisley. If Aisley's here, I don't know if he is, but
Wasn't Flame formerly part of Team 1? Or
no, he wasn't.
was that
Solid in quotation marks. No, Flame was always team. So we had Bushell in Team 1 before.
Oh yeah,
but
I remember
Bushell
now.
has.
I didn't mean that on purpose, Flame. I didn't try to throw in the say. Oh, wasn't you on Team 1 at one point? And then I knew that you weren't. I assumed that because you're such a quality player that surely you would have been on Team 1. I've seen what you're capable of. I mean, I've been there watching Team 2 games, which doesn't mean you are worthy of Team 2. Everyone in Team 2 is definitely Team 1 material.
Everyone,
as much as I can say.
including
Everyone.
us.
Even us.
We
retired.
We were on Team 1 partially. Do you remember? We had to sub in because we didn't have players. We had to help out Lex.
I remember that, and that was painful. I think it's certainly an honour when we were called into action by Team 1. I can't remember the reasons for why the players at the time couldn't turn out, but
yeah,
we got a taste of what, because we were playing for Team 2 that for the majority of the time, so we knew that, well, considering our placements and our ranks at the time, we were against teams that were sometimes just utter crap. The matchmaking would put us against people who were obviously not on average champion players, maybe a bit low. That's nothing against them, but it's just matchmaking. That's how it works.
Yeah.
But when we went to the Team 1 team, you could clearly see what these guys were capable of, and I can say from my own experience, being on keyboard and mouse, you know, I'm very confident in my own ability. But when it comes to responding to constant harassment of aerial and backboard and you know just stuff like that, I mean, when I was playing on keyboard on mouse, it'd be very hard to match the speed.
Oh, it looks like we're going to the Bournemouth game actually. You changed the.
Screw my story. We are ready for the third and final.
It's gonna put that on hold real quick as we get ready to go to the next game.
Wait, which team should these guys be going on?
Oh, I've got to change the colours, don't I? Yep.
Well, no. What side of the Essex going on? I'm assuming they already know. I'll change it back either way if it's
I've got to figure that out here. Oh, are they? Okay, Bournemouth are yellow. They also have a red colour to them, so I have to.
Oh wait, I need to change it. What am I doing?
Yeah, you got to change that. And the players.
Bournemouth.
Oh, we're actually waiting for them. Could you ask in chat? Oh, could you ask them in game what a team they want to go on?
I don't think it really matters, does it?
No, because I got to change the colours in game. Also, you can use the away colours for Beach Boys.
The away colours for Beach Boys. Oh yeah, use away stuff.
Because it's yeah, there we go, perfect. We've got Wilbur, Cloud, and Onoz, and I know very good players. Onoz is also a really good player. I played against him in one of my Uni 6 mans. I think I actually might have beaten him in my random roster 4 tournament that I actually won. Humble brag, but
yeah, that's nothing to say for what's about to happen.
Yeah, this could go completely the opposite way. Also, could you clear the scores on the 3-0 and the previous games?
Oh yeah.
Perfect. So we are waiting for Lex, and we are waiting for Bournemouth Beach Boys to join us in this lobby currently. I'll throw this on screen for everyone to see. The lineup we have against us: Wilbur, Cloud, and Onoz. As we say, they are the team to beat right now. I think it's. Did you get word if they won their game against Salford?
They did, yeah. I think from what I saw before I tabbed out the stream it was 2-1 to Bournemouth at the time. And it was in the last 30 seconds, and it was 5-1 to them or something. So let's just assume that Salford did not get 6 goals or something in the last 30 seconds, and did in fact lose that game. So I think Bournemouth did win against Salford 3-1 there. Yeah. So props to Salford, really, considering, you know, nothing against them, but, you know, realistically, they are probably just as underdog as we are. So the fact they managed to pull a game against Bournemouth when we, you know, pessimistically couldn't pull one against on paper lesser team of Portsmouth is you know, is, but I don't know who are they playing now then. I guess Salford will be playing against
Portsmouth.
Salford. Yeah, that's right. I mean, they're probably referring to us a lot the same way we're referring to them, because they probably agree with me when I say that we're quite equal teams. I think the match we played with Salford was probably the most competitive that, you know, any of us are going to get in this group stage, considering that we've both been thrashed in both our games. So I don't know if they'll see Portsmouth as you know, an easier team.
Yeah.
I guess that's up to them. They did pull the game against Bournemouth though, so how they managed to do that is you know, beyond me. So maybe we can do something similar. Maybe there's a clink or a chink, whatever, in the armor of this somewhat impenetrable team that we are faced with right now.
Yeah.
But, you know, I'm confident. I think after the result of the last game, Essex really should be a...
And
Essex should consider this. Essex should consider this as a chance to come back.
Yeah, this will be their redemption.
If they've been saving their strength, then this is the time to use it.
This is 100% the time to be using it.
So now the final game of the group stage.
I have the colours matched up. Great. Got hindsight. Nice. All right. So there's a nice little clear there Onos is going to take this back very slowly. Wait for George's touch. Oh, Wall. I think that's Wall. Wilbur, sorry. Wilbur is alive for that quite
I
early.
should emphasise the importance of this game now. We
Yeah, reiterate
the team we're against now, Bournemouth, they are currently 2-0. No, 3-0. I don't know.
2-0, 2-0. We are the third game.
They are undefeated as of yet in this group stage. They've beat two of the 3 teams. We are now their last team to face. So if they beat us now, they'd be very happy about a clean sweep of them, confident to put them into the knockout stages. Essex, we have won 1 and lost 1. So if somehow we can pull this out of our behinds, then we'll be very glad to take that.
We're going to be Switch is going to be a bit of a wow. George was savage. I don't know if that's a bit of a friendly fire chat right there.
I will say that if I was playing in this game, I would not take my hand off the quick chat.
No,
even if it's somewhat
what saves.
Calculated. Calculated. What a saves! Wow.
Wow, defending.
I'm sure these guys are way beyond that.
They are. There's new. I don't know if you're aware. There's new chats as well. So faking, demoing, all that kind of stuff.
I have not played it in a long enough time to see any of those. I'm still surprised they haven't added the custom ones yet.
Yeah, true.
But in terms of the game we're faced with now, I mean, considering that I think our first game against Portsmouth was, I can't remember how that game went now, but I'm sure there was goals earlier than there is now. We're already 2 minutes into the game, and it seems sort of even. I think Essex are definitely showing their colours right now.
Ooh, George with a very close miss. That would have been probably the cement of the first goal of this series, to be honest.
Yeah, Cloud was quite confident to hit that. Ooh, he put it over George there, but Lex is there waiting. Intercepted by Switch midair. Switch is
going for an absolutely banging double touch.
Switch is not playing around anymore.
He's
Switch is sick and tired of the mess
He's rolled
that
up
was
his
last
shirt.
game.
He's rolled up his shirt.
He said, "I will do this myself if I have to."
He has.
And he's just showing us right there that he's more than capable. Maybe that he was undermined a bit in the last game. Thought, no, I need to show what I'm truly capable of. And that is just some of his true potential right there.
Crazy double touch. That was a very nice angle.
I thought that I would eat my own words there because it's very dangerously fluttering over the net for Essex. Didn't think they would get to that. They somewhat cleared it from the skin of their teeth. It's an open net, I guess. No.
Good for Switch though. He gets demoed by Onos.
It looked like Cloud there wasn't able to get to the ball from the attacking play there.
Nice little flip cancel from Cloud there to push the ball forwards. So Lex will read this off the corner. And we've also seen a car switch from Lex. He is usually a Fennec main. He's switched over to the Octane. He is a Fennec main, and he's now.
He is obviously not messing around. They're pulling out all the stops.
They all have their sleeves rolled up. This is the one.
I mean, 1-0 against a team that has won against all the matches so far. I mean, we will gladly take that, considering we couldn't even get a goal against the team we played against.
That's got to do something for the morale, at least.
Can they keep it going for the next minute and a half, though?
That's all they have to do is keep this on for a minute and a half to keep that.
I'm sure they'd love to get another goal here, Essex, just to
a little
have a bit of a safety net. Yeah.
That would be great. They could just pop another one in. Cloud here looks to carry the switches there to clear. Lex was waiting as well.
Cloud really wishing he had more boost there to put over Switch, but he was waiting. Oh, tried to do some kind of
flip reset
there.
But George was just waiting for that. Another little musty flick by Switch. He's just pulling them out randomly.
I don't know if he's a part of his repertoire of skills or he's just testing.
Wilbur with a lovely fake, and then he's done it, and Lex can't get in the way.
You can't let him do him like that.
Wilbur with his fake chaos and Switch.
We've seen a lot of aerial plays. It's been quite a while since we've seen something so stuck to the ground like that. I guess the defense was expecting something a bit more speed orientated. They didn't expect him to fake it like that.
So
something to keep in mind for next time if they're going to play stuff like that. Switch not messing around though. He's quick to keep it back in the air.
He is.
2 defenders. They're not messing around here either.
Almost with a little bit of a clear, a bit too wide, but George will pressure him a little bit to keep the ball moving.
I mean, considering what we've seen from Portsmouth, this is
definitely different.
It looks. I don't want to slate Bournemouth because they've obviously won all their games, but considering they beat Portsmouth, I wouldn't have thought so. Portsmouth seemed to be way more dominating to us in the previous game, and Bournemouth are looking a bit more bearable, I'd say.
That is true. It is a 1-1 game, and this ball they'll look to cancel this ball.
They got to get that down, I think. I think they don't want to keep it above their goal for much longer.
Honours is not looking to cancel that just a bit. Yeah, there we go. Touch the ground. We're into overtime.
We're very glad to take that, I think.
Absolutely.
There's a chance to reset the momentum there.
It is a little bit of a reset. George will
They're
pop
keeping
that
it going.
Yeah.
Don't have anyone back here though. It's left to Switch.
Switch is going wide, but he's going to get bumped, but he still managed to clear that.
I thought that would have put Switch in the grave there.
Yeah, that was
Luckily,
very
he
risky.
maintained his composure. His strength of wheels and axles was top tier.
Absolutely, he managed to keep it together just for that little solo play. Honours here will look for
They
a
need
little
someone in
double
goal here.
touch. That's cleared. It's going all the way downfield though. George has
open
free
for
rein.
George.
But,
Oh.
I think that was Honours to clear that off him. George had
It
free
looked
rein
like
though.
it looked like George was free to do what he wanted there, but I think he maybe took it a bit too slow, or he just didn't
Yeah.
have the time.
It was a little bit slow from George's perspective. Switch gonna fake this. He might go for another double touch.
Oh, Switch.
Oh, okay.
It was looking promising there.
All right, he had the mechanics going, but not enough space for it, unfortunately.
Good here.
Cloud
though,
is going
if-
to carry that off the side.
Oh.
Doesn't manage to get past.
Will there,
Potentially.
putting it a bit wide. He essentially had an open goal there. Everyone was scrambling in the net. He could have put that on target. He put it a bit wide there, to be fair, but
Was a little bit wide.
I don't think I'm seeing as much offensive play from Essex here. They must be thinking they really want to at least, maybe get a counter attack. They don't want to leave their net open as they have been doing. But it looks like possession has been in Bournemouth's hands a lot in this overtime.
It does. They have.
Up
seemed
for the
to-
medal.
That is another. Switch is going to get another touch on there to get a nice clear, but the boys are scrambling forward to be able to push that. George bangs it off the top, and then one of those clears up high.
Just saved from the crossbar there. It's
Switch
going
with a
back
zero
and
boost
forth.
here.
Yeah, Switch is going to need boost here if he's planning to do some kind of counter attack.
There's a little bit
Lex
of
and
messiness
Switch
there.
double commit to that. They need someone in net here. Switch. Lex is low.
Honours with a
Switch.
beautiful
Oh,
touch, but Switch comes in clutch to
Switch.
push that one out.
I don't know. Switch had no boost. The camera showed he had like 20 boost for, so I assumed he did that just based off,
He's,
gravity
that was
on the
crazy,
wall.
Yeah.
No boost from there. They are leaving it an open attack here for Bournemouth though.
He is Switch again, back in goal here, just to push that way out. Wilbur will go and demo
Switch
Lex,
definitely
though.
needs help here. A lot of these players are involved in Switch.
He is
Attack and defence. So I think,
currently.
no disrespect to Lex and George, but Switch is definitely doing a lot of work
That
here.
is going downfield. Switch is there again to clear that out on a pinch. George is going to be
for
up
George
to
to
get that
meet.
off the backboard. Nice little clear, but he's out of boost and goes straight to one of those wheels.
Switch predicts that he's going to knock it over him, hit it back into their half. 3 minutes now into overtime.
George gets a little midfield play, but there's no one there to expect it.
Oh no! I thought that was going
Switch
in.
with
Then.
a squishy save. You love to see one of those.
I thought that was on target. I thought, what are you doing,
was-
Switch? Why are you going into goal like that?
As
But
a world-renowned
knows way more than
squishy
me.
save. And Lex
Oh,
will
it's
get a
in
little
for
bump.
Switch.
Switch
Oh,
is
I
gonna
don't think
dice
Switch was
kick it over
expecting
the
that.
top. George unable to catch that. But George is full boost tank. Switch is in position.
Oh,
Cloud is there though.
that looked like an open net from the angle we had there. Switch could have put it in maybe, but I don't think he can.
I just realised it's going 4 minutes in this overtime.
These guys are desperate
They're
to set the
playing
pace
it
for the
like
first game.
it's like the series game. Like,
This is Rocket
this is a
League.
match point game, but we're only one game in. It's
This
crazy.
is for the first game.
Literally,
Settle
this is
down,
Rocket
guys. You've got like 3 more games to go. Settle down.
This is great though. Like it looks like they've got some kind of composure off the boards with the games, but let's not say
Essex
too
are
much.
not
just
going
now.
down quietly. That is for sure. There's an
Absolutely.
open net though. Who's in nets to receive that?
That
Oh.
is. I think we spoke too soon. I might have
mean,
said too much. Here's a little bit of overcommit, yeah.
I think a lot of desperation kicked in there to change momentum. I think Essex were desperate to, they're on the back foot for a lot of that. I think they were sick of trying to be reactionaries and they wanted to set the plays themselves. But,
yeah.
I think that desperation to get the ball out led to one too many double commits, maybe.
Yeah.
Essentially leading an open goal. But, give them props. 4 minutes of overtime for the first game for just a simple 2-1 victory to Bournemouth. I mean, I think they'll take that. It's definitely looking in Essex's favour more than it did last time.
Absolutely. That was a great show, I think, for both the boys. Definitely way better than the Portsmouth game, that's for sure. So they'll look to carry that momentum into the next game. It's
looking a lot more manageable, I think, for Essex this time around. I think as casters, with a bit of bias for Essex, it's looking possible. It's looking like something could happen here.
Yeah. Well, we'll keep hopeful. We're always hopeful, but we will refrain from trying to jinx it even more. And we'll see. Oh, it looks like Switch is on the wrong side. No, sorry. Honours and Wilbur joined the wrong side. Okay, there we go.
I think we're having a bit of a substitution mid-game.
I hope they don't switch sides because I'll have to change the colours. But it looks like they have stuck with the right sides. Keeping it easy for us. But it looks like Switch will look to get an early lead, and Lex will actually reply.
I mean, we'll take that.
We'll take that. Of course. Honour's awkward save. Wilbur was, a bit too far, but Lex has pushed his way right through to the front of the queue, and
he's probably hoping to clear that a bit better than that, as opposed to leaving it right in front of Lex to collect.
Yeah, I know, right? That is a worthy goal. Looking forward to pushing forward. That was in literally the first 10 seconds, I think, or 5 seconds. So let's see if they can push this and keep going with this. George off the top. Oh, awkward save by Lex, but George is there to back him up. George will follow this up. Oh, he has low boost though. He's gonna fake it, and that is not what you want to see. I think who was that following up? It was either Switch or Lex. It was Lex. He wasn't sure how much boost George had and misread that touch. So now we are at a back at a score of 1-1. Beach Boys to Essex Blades. Funny just the Beach Boys, but still 1 minute to the game. This is the most action we've seen all series from these two, and I think that might be. Oh no, not really. It's gonna hit off the backboard. Wilbur looks for a middle player. Oh, George goes for a little bump. Get that ball moving out of the Essex half. A little bit more chaotic in this game. A little bit more demos happening. I think all the players are trying to avoid another overtime like that last game, if possible. Honours up early. What a touch by Honours, but it's just wide, and Lex is able to clear that out. Cloud is pushing that forward. Lex is just able to push that to the side. A little bit of bumper car action going on the side there. Cloud is carrying that, but Switch is able to cancel that. Oh, Lex with the bump play. Doesn't manage to fully get through, but that was a really nice little aerial bump play for him. George looks for a little pass to Switch in the midfield, but he isn't quite able to reach that with two defenders blocking him.
You're looking at 1-1 now, are we?
Yeah, we did. There was a little bit of an overcommit by Lex, which is unfortunate, but George might have faked him with his boost, so there was a bit of an overcommit. Looks like George is wasting no time though. He wants to get that goal, another goal, so trying to get some security going for us, Essex. Wilbur down to Odar's. Cloud up early. Switch is there to receive it.
Looking for a counter-attack now, I hope. It's gone straight over Honours there. Cloud is there to stop him in his tracks though.
Sorry, quickly. My brother just gave me a J2 and I tried drinking it and I forgot the cap was still on it. I nearly swallowed the cap.
Wait, it gave you a what?
A J2O, you know the drink J2O?
Oh, the J2O, so you just thought you wanted to have a bit of...
A better sip of the mid-game.
Calories down you or something?
Yeah, exactly, because it's hard work. This.
Calories of tin.
And I've nearly just swallowed a tin bottle cap. That's nice. Anyway, back to the game. Over half the game's gone. Honors with a very nice J2 is up, David. Yeah.
Switch up for this. Oh,
Switch.
Oh, someone finished it.
No way. Oh my god, thank God. George is there. He looked a little bit hesitant.
Yeah,
I won't lie.
Switch did not get the connection he wanted to, and George comes along looking like he's about to jump over the ball.
Was,
but luckily he secures it for the 2-1 now.
He does secure it. We are 2-1 up. This is very much looking... Oh, that was very close. Wilbur nearly got a solo play past Lex, but he doesn't quite manage it. Lex goes for a flip cancel, trying to block it. Switch reads it. Gets a nice little ceiling shot.
I'm not sure what's happening with this game, but Essex looking a lot more confident now.
They are indeed. It seems like it shows as well. I'm not sure what changed. Maybe it was that break between... Oh, by Portsmouth. Lex trying to slide it under. Onos is there, though, to receive.
Oh, and it's set up beautifully for George Burke.
George, absolutely beautiful strike. He leaves it for a little bit of a fake. Takes his time with it. He knows he's got time with it and just goes for a nice bang.
No one was there to meet it in the middle. George had
class.
Plenty of power and time and space to do what he wanted there. So good on him for finishing it cleanly and not sending it to the crowd.
Yeah, absolutely. This is definitely a well-needed goal. It's a little bit of security as well. Scores
yeah,
open
1 minute left now. They'll be very happy to have 2 goals buffer.
Absolute classy goal.
And the attacks keep on coming straight to George in the middle there. A bit high though.
Pressure. It looks like Switch is staying back there for a bit of safe mind. He would like to keep the defense going. Claudia carries it across, but it's not. It's met by George. Switch goes for a demo. Cancels the pressure by Bournemouth. George likes to slip out to the side.
George is there by himself. He needs someone to help him there, but I guess everyone's so caught up on defending.
They are.
Switch is bringing it up to no one. I think they're falling back into
what a read by Lex to read that off the backboard. A little bit of double
10 seconds. Can they keep it out of their goal?
Wilbur up high still, but it's read by Switch on the ground.
They're going to really want us to get this down out the way. To be honest, even if they do, they've almost ensured they're going to win this game.
Essex takes game number 2. Well needed, and it looks like Onos is resetting his client, so we will wait for him to come back. But thoughts on that game?
I mean, it's definitely a welcome sight considering what we saw against Portsmouth. We essentially didn't have much to talk about. It seemed like a done deal, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
But this time around, I don't know what's going on. I mean, I'm going to be honest. I thought Bournemouth were going to be wiping the floor with us, to be honest. If Bournemouth could beat Portsmouth, if Bournemouth could beat Portsmouth, the team we lost, all 3 games to, and lost to the people we're playing against now, if I saw these 2 teams play against, not each other, I would have thought, just based on what we've seen, at least from both teams, that Portsmouth would have been the stronger team. But considering that Bournemouth have beat Portsmouth 3-1, and yet here we are now bringing it to 1-1. Saying that, Salford did get a game back against Bournemouth when they played them before us, so maybe this is the same hope that we're getting now, but maybe it will be short-lived. I think, though, that we've been playing very strongly, so I think we could potentially make this 2-1 to Essex here if they play the way they've been playing.
I do think so as well. Commanding performance in that previous game. We don't know if Onos has got we don't know if Onos has got a secret weapon by restarting the game, so let's hope he didn't do anything dodgy behind the scenes with his client.
He has turned on his lag switch and everything.
He has. Suddenly the stream goes down.
We cannot be libelous against the other teams here, but we are just hypothesizing.
We are. But, no, we'll see. I think if that restart does anything for him, but
Wilbur playing a lot around with the dribbling, and Switch has had enough of it and blew him up on the spot.
He has enough of that. He said And you send him back to the Bournemouth half.
I don't know why George knocked it over Lexano there. Lex probably wished he could have that.
A little piece of the cake, yeah, he would like a piece. Switch goes for a little flip. It's off the corner.
Oh, switch.
Oh, anyone here? Anyone? Alexis right behind him. That is unfortunate.
Was on the line. I could see the hope in their eyes as that bounced from the corner.
Lovely little positioning by George just below to receive that, but it's not met well. Alexis pre-jumped them from a mile away and
Switch left alone here to collect that.
Switches up high. Let's get the pinch. Lex bangs it all the way down. Alas will look to clear this. Oh, he looks for a pinch across goal.
Or he was expecting one of his teammates to be there, already anticipating the goal. Or the pass even. But again, we're seeing something similar to what we've seen in the other games. It's, you know, the goals aren't flying left, right and centre. It's definitely calm and collected for this first 2 minutes of the game, just like the other 2 games we've played before. There's no goals. Well, I guess we did get a goal in the first 5 seconds before, but clearly these teams are saving their strength or maybe being a bit more composed, and then as the game wears on, they sort of lose that composure. The cracks start to show, and then one of 2 teams will exploit it. The question is, which one's going to exploit it first? Considering they're now 1-1.
It does. It looks like each player seems to be meeting each other in these 50s. Seems to be quite a few of them coming out.
Yeah.
All seem to have a similar idea on how they want to play this. But I'm seeing a very big difference between how Bournemouth and Portsmouth play. It's a lot more of I think Bournemouth style is a lot more matched towards Essex's style.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't know how to... it's dangerously left there by whoever that was. I think that was Switch.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wouldn't be able to put it down into words. What I could say the differences are between the 2 teams. But whatever it was definitely putting Essex on the ropes for the last game against Portsmouth. Maybe Bournemouth are just a bit slower. Maybe there's something to do with coordination. We don't know. Maybe the teammates are just. Maybe Bournemouth are just like us, essentially free solos who are making use out of each other and the opportunities they're given. But I won't disgrace them like that.
Ooh, Lex would look like that, but Onos is right on there as well.
Lex.
Bobo will steal that boost from. George.
George Burke. Trying to get a redirect.
To read that though.
It looked promising.
Did both? Oh, that was like a triple commit just there by all 3 Essex lads.
They were desperate to keep it out. We're now coming to the last minute. I think that just shows the triple commit there. They don't want to let this go in.
No,
so
everyone
late.
is scrambling. I think even Bournemouth at this point sometimes.
I'm surprised that Onos there can come to the ball so slowly, considering the pressure it is on. I know it's all about faking and all. I know if I was in that situation, I would have just hammered it home. I'm thinking there are 50 seconds left of this game. Let's get it up instead of being so calm and collected. But that's why I'm not in this game and these guys are.
It is true. Yeah. They have got themselves up here. So.
Oh no! What's going to happen now? But he's Cloud is left. But I thought that
was a little
banged right in.
By both Bournemouth players, I think, just then. Looked like it.
30 seconds remaining.
It has been a very uneventful game here with 0-0 on the scoreline for both teams. Both teams will be
over.
Oh, that was a very nice touch.
George
scrambled, last man back, was able to push that out.
I didn't think George would get to that from where he was.
That was a very tough read, yeah.
These angles are not doing my heart any favours.
They're not. We are on the edge of our seats here. Cloud will try
surely
to carry
won't be
this.
kept up, yeah.
Lex will kill it, which is the good idea. Oh, welcome, Aisley. You missed Portsmouth and you missed Salford. Welcome to series number 3.
3 of 3. This is the deciding game for us here.
This is
well, definitely an important
both
game.
Both teams 1-1 up in the series. This is game number 3 in this series. Cloud would look for a little double touch to himself.
Oh,
They beat Salford and they lost against Portsmouth. So we need to beat Bournemouth.
I do not like how like static the defence from Essex is here. Like a lot of their saves are on the spot, sort of collecting the ball as it rolls to them.
Yeah.
Making me very confident hit from George Burke there. Met with a confident save as well.
Legs up really high for that early.
Someone has got to go back here.
They do. It looks like Cloud wants to chase, switch down the pitch.
Bournemouth are definitely
Above tag.
staying composed in this defence here.
Legs with a little pass to the midfield, but it's not able to be reached by George.
Oh no, they have the attack in play here.
Cloud isn't able to do much
out.
with
It's
it.
coming back in though.
A little bit of double commit. Switch gets demoed by Honours on the way.
George is very low on boost here. He's not going to be able to get
His
back where he
switch
wants it.
does just come out of spawn with some boost though. Both teams will be scrambling to get this first goal.
Let's not have a repeat of the 4-minute overtime we had before.
Let's hope, yeah. I think this is why Bournemouth and Salford took a little bit.
Oof.
Interesting little pass play there by Bournemouth. Don't know if that was intentional or not, but
It is very worrying that the camera angles are not doing any favours here, where you
No.
think someone's about to smack it and it's going straight in, and then the camera turns and they're the defender. A metre away, you don't know what happens until
exactly.
it's
You're
in the
like
goal,
so close
really.
to the action and the camera just whoops and switches. So I'm about George, yeah, I'm about is George.
Oh no. George getting wrestled there, has only switched to himself there. Oh, he's put it
We
wide!
got George upfield, he bangs it down, but Switch able to catch up to that. He's got Cloud and
I thought
Wilbur
that was
on his
going in
tail.
there.
George goes with a light touch, clears it to
Can
Cloud.
someone meet that mid-air?
Two Bournemouth players are going to go for
That
a
looks-
little team pinch.
That did look very dangerous. Switch there before he was on his own. I thought Onos
Yeah.
would get a confident hit on it, but well, I guess lucky for us, he sort of messed it up at the time.
Cloud and goes for a little back pass with Honours.
Oh,
Commanding. This is dangerous.
Switch-
though.
Switch has
is
to hit
there
that
alone.
out.
He has. He's low on boost, but he is able to.
they need
carry
to
that out.
do some kind of rotation here. There's no one in goal.
There's
Could this
two
be an
Bournemouth players
attacking
up
play
high,
here for-
but it is George is met in the middle with. I think that was Honours. Bournemouth here with all the
Finally
pressure
cleared,
currently.
brought back. But Essex are definitely under a lot of pressure. They need to break this momentum of being on the receiving end of these attacks.
They do. They need to switch this completely. Two players go for a double commit here on the backboard. This might be quite dangerous, and Wilbur will capitalize on that. Another double commit.
That's
And
again.
seal it.
I don't know what to say. That bit him there. But
Yeah.
clearly in the overtime, and the fact they were 0-0 for the longest time, it's definitely a lot of desperation, I think, in
Yeah.
that match.
There was it's the trouble of double committing. It's I'm not sure if they're in a voice call together because there's no. I don't know if they are. They may be, but they're very. When it comes to scrambling to get a goal, to get a save, there's always at least two people on it, which is a very dangerous place to be in. If we can ready up as well, a very dangerous
Yeah.
place to be in for both. I mean, all three of the players. To be honest, you don't want two players going for a ball. It takes at least one player out of the play, and there's usually someone else on the other team waiting to capitalize on such a play.
I mean, in those last few, I guess the last minute or so of that defense from Essex, they were on the back foot there. There seemed to be a big switch in not the player switch, a big switch in sort of momentum there. It looked confident in terms that they were keeping it even for so long, but then as it went on, I think Essex got a bit more desperate, thinking
Yeah.
they had to just get it out.
Yeah,
And that came back to bite them.
it did indeed. Another double commit here. It seems like we're
They're
not
gonna have to
short of
compose
any of them.
themselves here.
Yeah. Switch with such a close save, getting a pinch off the crossbar.
These guys are starved for boost. I can see it constantly being
Yeah, you can see.
peak in the air, and they can't meet it with full power.
I'm sure people watching already realise what the boosts for each player is on either side of the screen, as well as in the bottom right for the currently watched player. So you can kind of see how each player is working with their boost.
Yeah, I'm starting to understand how Salford were able to maybe pull a game back here.
Yeah.
Because these guys are certainly not a bad team, but yeah, I still don't understand how the scores of the matches have came to be. Considering, I'm hopeful that they won't take the third game here. I think that Essex will give them a run for money, at least to the extent where they'll make it 3-2.
We hope.
I hope.
Let's hope.
Oof.
This is match point again for Bournemouth, so Essex will need to pull this one out of the bag. They have some chance of getting to the knockout rounds, I think.
We've seen a trend in these matches that they're leaving the goals till the last few minutes or even overtime, so it just adds to the pressure really. There's no early goals happening. Oh well,
That
speak
is
for the devil, and there we go.
Yeah, I think we every time we mention something like that, it just seems to come out. We have Cloud here with this little solo play off the wall here. And manages to beat both players again, another double commit.
I think they're buckling here. They're losing their sort of their concentration maybe.
Yeah. Lex with a little miss there. Yeah, you can see a little bit getting to them. George here though, but
they do have a
Honours on that. Yeah, Cloud is going with a little drift jump to get that. Wilbur though misses that touch. Doesn't matter because Honours has pushed it back.
Oh.
You can definitely see a little bit more composure in Bournemouth. They're playing a little bit more slowly, doing back passes and all that. A little bit of confidence being shown.
I'm seeing all three players in the corner of the map there. It's not looking ideal for Essex if they keep doing those overcommits, hoping that someone is going to go back. We knocked over all two players there. Luckily it's gone wide, but Essex really going to need to even this out here, at least to make it 1-1.
Half the game left. Switch is unable, and Wilbur unable to get a touch on that ball.
Oh, George, you can't be doing that, buddy. I thought he was about to hit that in again.
Switch has got a little bit aggressive here and just gone for a little bump.
Switch was sick of him with that possession, so made it himself.
Lex here goes for another pre-jump right above George. So Lex will try to clear this into the middle. George is waiting on the left side. He clears it to the middle, but it goes straight to Cloud because Switch is all the way back, waiting.
Switch does have boost here, but he can't
Goes
get
for
his
a
double
bump
jump off
instead.
there.
Uses all his boost though.
Switch left on his own here, on the wall. It's probably going to go past him here.
George here comes to save him. It is important to notice the boost management is super important in this game. You can very much find yourself getting boosted up by the enemy team if they start going for pads and these big boosts, so it's really, being able to manage your boost is a really important skill in this game.
Ball is definitely staying in the Essex half mid-air, so they're going to need all the boosts they can get to even match these aerial attacks. Lex is... Oh,
That is not what you want to see, but it is Cloud. I think that was that? Yeah, Cloud. Just about getting that underneath Lex with a fake touch.
Yeah, I think Lex was expecting him to hit that against the corner maybe with a Rufus car, but instead he left it to fall. Switch did miss the ball early on as well, but you know, I guess that was just a 50-50 for Lex there. He had to gamble on if he was going to hit it up or leave it to drop, and I think he chose wrong there.
Yeah.
Making it 2-0 now in the last minute. I think we're going to need a miracle here for Essex to pull something out, and the miracle is going to go to Bournemouth to secure it as a 3-0 lead.
Wilbur, aware of Honours on his right, passes it straight to him, bypasses both teams. Both players, sorry.
I mean, Lex was in net, he looked ready for it, to say, but not on the line enough to actually get it out, at least from the angle we saw there. Oh, can they bring it one back at least?
Low play, but it's not enough.
Off the line there.
Honours is comfortably waiting.
Oh, Switch.
That is not...
Oh, he's butchered that.
Cloud has pinched it off a little bit too far though. A little bit of an overcommit though, I think, there just by Switch.
That looks like a confident hit there.
That is a confident. Lex will jump for it, but won't reach that. Another double commit by the boys. Cloud will run it back because they know they have all the time to waste. This is they would love to waste all the time they can get. Just run that clock down.
It's an open net now as well, I think. Oh no.
Yeah, no, Lex is there though.
And coming down to the last few seconds of the series and of the group stages, it's looking as if Essex is not able to beat Bournemouth, and really,
no, it is not.
Deja vu here of what I saw in the scores with against Salford and Bournemouth. I was wondering how would you ever get one game against Bournemouth, who looked like they were dominating against Portsmouth, but I guess we've seen now it's happened exactly to us. 3-1 now.
It is 3-1 to.
That makes it Essex winning overall against Salford, so 1 and losing 2. Hopefully now we can see the progress of the other games going on.
Yeah, hopefully
between Salford and Portsmouth.
Yeah, keep us informed with how that game's going, because currently Bournemouth has, I think they're when I say think, but they have definitely qualified, I think, for knockout stages because they have won all 3 of their matches. How, I don't know, because I feel like we definitely could have beat them. I'm not sure. Like all the games are very close in this series, except the last game because that was someone else. But we were very close, especially the first game. We took it to like a 4 or 5 minute overtime. They were playing it like it was game 5, which is great to see. But it was at the wrong end of the spectrum, which was, we'd love to see that kind of overtime in the match point games to help us win some games in the series.
I mean, I can now reveal that Salford did lose to Portsmouth in a 3-0 battering.
No way.
So Portsmouth have clearly shown that against, I guess, in the group, the lesser teams on paper, that they can dominate. They've 3-0'd Essex and they've gone on to 3-0 Salford now, which begs the question: how did Portsmouth, a team who have just beat those 2 teams, including us, how they're able to lose to the team we just lost to?
Yeah.
By 3-1, because Portsmouth have just shown. I don't know what the distance is between these teams, but maybe there's something that we saw with Bournemouth, because it looked, at least for us there against Bournemouth, in those first, I guess, 2 games, that it was in our favour. It was graspable. It seemed a lot more possible than the game we had against Portsmouth. Sorry.
Yeah.
Where they just completely dominated, couldn't get a single goal back of them in any of the games.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Maybe Portsmouth were just a better team compared to Essex, but this time against Bournemouth, I think Essex definitely put a lot of good effort in. I don't know. I guess we'll find out if we can speak to one of the players now.
Oh yeah, absolutely. If you want to grab one of them, see if they can join us.
I think I'll go speak to them.
I don't know if any of them are in the chat,
a sec.
But if you want, you can slap your webcam on as well and jump in here, and we'll drag you in. Or James Traps, we'll drag you in.
I mean, I guess we can see what they're saying. See if we. I'm assuming they are watching the stream somewhat.
Hello, Mike.
So they can probably either they can hear us.
Yeah.
I'll get in touch with I'll ask Switch now if he wants to.
Grab one of them, or 2 or 3. See what they have to get some words out of them.
Switch says he's waited. He's prepared. So I guess.
Oh, great. Okay.
I don't know if you can hear me, Switch. If you, I'm assuming you can. But if you just want to talk by yourself, then that's fine. I can move you. I can move you, or you can come as a team if you want. I don't mind if you just want to talk about the games yourself, and that's fine. I'll move you in a sec. We got anything to put on the? Are you gonna leave the stream like this for when he joins, or?
No, I'll change it to the. If you want a webcam, I can put him on. I can change it to the other overlay.
I don't think a webcam. I think it'll be all right. Okay. As long as we got the space open, it doesn't make our cameras look.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll go move Switch now then. Actually, I don't know if I want to switch this move because he's in a call now with his team, so I don't really want to.
Oh yeah. Ask
rudely
if they want to.
Well, no, he said he can interview if he wants.
A little player interview.
I mean, a lot to think about from there. You know, in terms of our chances in getting into the knockout,
I don't know really.
I don't know. I don't know how it works because Salford have lost all their games now.
Yeah.
But it's only 2 teams from each group move on, don't they?
Yeah.
So in front of me now, I've got the standings.
Yeah.
And as it stands, Bournemouth have won all 3 of their games with a goal difference of 6.
Yeah.
Portsmouth have won 2 games and lost 1 with a goal difference of 4.
Yeah.
Essex have won 1 game and lost 2 with a goal difference of -4. And Salford have won no games with 3 losses and a goal difference of -6. So
It might be
Essex in this
complete.
group has come out as 3rd,
Yeah.
Salford 4th, Portsmouth 2nd, and Bournemouth 1st. So
Yeah.
at least as it looks like now, well, I guess it is now. Bournemouth and Portsmouth will move on to the knockout stages.
It does
And
look like it.
unfortunately for the Essex and Salford boys, I'm sure we can grieve together
Yeah, we'll have
in
a grieving
in
session.
a well fought, I'd say, a well fought attempt
It
against,
was. It
unfortunately,
was. We can't deny the
two better
effort.
teams.
Yeah, we can't deny the effort. They did put up a fight. They gave their best shot. You know, they performed against Salford, managed to get that win. Portsmouth was a bit of a shagging, if I do say so. It was quite 3-0 loss. But to Bournemouth again, it was also 3-1, but we did definitely put up more of a contestable fight. I think like we had a lot of close games in that game, and both teams looked very similar in play style. It could have gone either way a lot of the times when you're watching them in the Bournemouth game. But yeah, it's just
Let's see what Switch has to say. I'm going to at him now just to actually get his response because he said he wants to interview, but I don't really want to move him unless he's mid combo. You know what? Maybe I might just move him and say tough luck. He said he wants to interview, so I'm going to do that. I'm sorry, Switch, if you're listening. I'm going to ruin your conversation. You know, actually, I could join their thing and just say, Switch, get in here.
Yeah, you could do that. I mean,
I don't know what I'd do to the on-stream.
It will just leave me, to be honest, in the middle here. But
we'll be back shortly. I'm gonna go.
Just go have a chat with them. I'll just stay on stream, I think.
Oh, never mind. Switch is ready. I didn't have to do any of that.
Okay, great. Perfect. Grab him and
I didn't have to go invade him.
Get him on
Switch
in here.
will now get private, exclusive access
to the admin lobby.
To our admin lobby. some dream of this.
Behind the scenes.
Yeah.
It's an absolute privilege to be in the admin lobby. Enjoy it when he gets in here.
Admin lobby. Is he in? No, I've moved into the wrong admin lobby.
Oh no, we do have 2 admin lobbies.
There are 2 admin lobbies. I do apologise.
One of them is not being used, it looks like. Oh, here we go.
I know we have finally got Switch.
Here we go. Here he is.
Evening.
Good evening. Well, just thoughts.
Is it evening? I don't know.
Let's talk about Salford first. Let's talk about the first game.
Go on, yeah.
How do you feel about how that went?
Typical fashion, really. Easy 2-0 up and then decide to start choking. But
they brought it back, making it 2-2. Do you think did something go wrong there? Did you think after that 2-0 up, you got too confident, maybe a bit complacent, and it just sort of crumbled?
No, we're just stupid. I don't know. It was the thing. It was the entire thing last season about how we lost. We were at one point 8-4 in games, and all 4 of them losses were Game 5 overtimes. So we're just.
Oh, no. I remember that. You had a streak.
We're bottle jobs.
Yeah, I remember that.
So we start doing well, and then just decide let's not do well.
So what would you say happened then, where you brought it back then, and you made it the 3? You made it 3-2. You ended it off. Do you think that was just luck, or do you think
I started moaning at people.
Oh god!
Right.
Rather than
right. Yeah.
No,
let's rephrase that as constructive criticism to the team. You thought, guys, pull up by our bootstraps here, and everyone's all like, "Yeah, you're right, team captain."
No, to be fair, it wasn't actually that. It was I just
You guys suck. Can you please
Can I
improve?
move on? The
no,
scores are...
it's in between the games. I just say what we're doing wrong and
Yeah.
how we
Well,
can
that is
improve the team.
fair. At the end of the day, you did win the game. Salford did lose all their games.
Yeah.
Do you
Yep.
think that Salford were, you'll have to remind me, Road, but they're either on par with Essex
Just about,
or a
yeah.
little bit lower?
It was
Do you
six
think
well,
that showed, or
most people would probably say they're better, but I think we just
They're
have
just
their
a bit
number
more.
for some reason because
Mm.
yeah, they came, I believe, 5th or 6th last
Oh, I thought it was 7th.
season,
Okay, yeah,
and we
5th or
came
6th.
8th.
Yeah.
And we played them last season actually, and we beat them 3-0. So
Oh,
I think we just maybe our play style just works against them or something.
yeah, it did look a little bit unorganized on the Salford side in their games against you guys. It was very close though. It was a game 5, right? There was nearly a reverse sweep, so luckily it didn't come
Yeah.
down to that.
I guess eventually though we now have to talk about where it sort of went wrong. I think.
Yeah.
Can we talk about what happened with Portsmouth? How did it end up with a 3-0 sweep with no goals from the Essex side? I mean, I guess we're being pessimistic for the sake of content, but we have to be realistic as to the scores. What happened? Was they just that good of a team, or what?
Well, regarding the scores, we just didn't take some of our chances, but at the same time, they are by far the best team in the league at the moment because
Yeah.
they recently picked up Mercy and they already have Psycho. So I believe they're the only real team in NSE who has 2 bubble players. So that gives them a huge advantage because they have 2 really good players in Psycho and Mercy, and then their
Yeah, so
Bird is not too bad either.
I guess Portsmouth, the game really speaks for itself. So that really brings it on to Bournemouth then, where it seemed like it was a lot more possible. But it's funny I say that because Portsmouth, who did, you were saying it was, they are a great team, but they lost to Bournemouth, and it looked like you were a bit more competent or able against Bournemouth, considering that Bournemouth had beat Portsmouth 3-1. So what happened with Bournemouth? Did it seem like they were better than them, or what?
No, they didn't seem better, but it's just I think again it comes down to play styles because with Psycho and Mercy, they're both quite ball chasey players. So I think some series they might just step on each other's toes and from that maybe lose to people they shouldn't. But Bournemouth they have Cloud and Will, who are Cloud's a really good player and Will is a very solid third man. But then they also have Onoz instead of Ward. And
Yeah, I noticed that because I remember
Onoz
Onos
wasn't
and
great, to be honest.
yeah, we noticed that because in the Portsmouth game, we did see a lot of passing plays from the Portsmouth players, but they didn't look as solid as you guys. I think you guys have better mechanics than the Portsmouth players. It looks like, but it's just I think their passing plays and chemistry was a little bit more, I don't know, acute or like finite compared to the Essex side. I don't know if it was that choke that was coming out, but it was a little bit of a sweep.
In that last series versus Bournemouth, I think we probably should have won, to be honest, because we
Yeah, moving on to the Bournemouth game because we definitely thought
bottled
you
it a
guys
bit.
matched up Bournemouth's playstyle very well. Like to be honest, I couldn't tell much of a difference between the playstyles between all of you. Like you guys definitely could have taken that game, 100%. I think
Yeah, we just
the series.
couldn't really score again. You know
Yeah,
that game where it was 0-0 and there was a 3-minute overtime as well. And then eventually it was just a defensive mistake that we lost. But we definitely could have taken that series because we were playing really well. We
yeah.
just couldn't really find the final push.
Well, I guess all we can say now is that Essex definitely put their damnedest into it. We were not able to make it to the knockout stage. That honour does go to Bournemouth and Portsmouth.
Yep.
I'm not sure about. I think we're waiting on the brackets to be revealed now as to who else has made it into the knockout stage.
Yeah, it would be nice to have a look. I think Achievement Unlocked is posting them at channel.
I've just spoke to him. He said he's got 2 minutes of the bracket visual will be ready. I mean, I was
Right.
going to ask Switch what you were, out of the teams that we've played, and maybe out of the other teams in the tournament that he thinks might have also made it to knockout, which teams might win the whole thing.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you know that much Switch or you do or.
Yeah, I think it'll definitely be either Portsmouth or Bournemouth. There is
Really
also,
out of our group,
yeah, because
out of all the other group as well.
Yeah, like I said, we had the group of death because
Yeah, 100%.
Portsmouth have recently picked up Mercy, which has made them on paper the best team, and then Bournemouth were, along with Loughborough, probably the second and third
Probably
teams.
best,
So
yeah.
if it isn't people from our group, I'd assume it'd be Loughborough from another
I mean,
group.
we will
check,
find
yeah.
out next actually, because when we end the stream, I'm assuming we'll have to host
We'll have to host
someone,
Bournemouth or Portsmouth, I think.
and they'll be playing. I think actually no, I'll have to get the bracket up again, but I think from Group C, I think if I remember, Bournemouth and Portsmouth will be playing someone. Well, the two teams who won Group C. I'm not sure who they are yet because I'm waiting for Acunnal 2, as he's
Connell, yeah.
goes.
It's actually achievement unlocked too, but like he names himself Connell, yeah.
I just say Acunnal. I mean, I don't know what else we can say for the time being then until that visual is released. I guess we can let you go, Switch, unless there's anything else you want to say.
Yeah, unless any of the other boys want to get in here and say a word or something.
You could drag them in, I'm sure.
Yeah? Are they still?
No, but I can drag them in. But that's if they want to be on here.
Yeah.
I mean, they thought they were going to be in here anyway. So,
oh, well, fine then.
Okay.
Well, fine.
All right,
I'm about to do it right now then. Don't give them any word of warning.
Grab them in. I don't know if the overlay's going to match up with it, but we'll see.
I mean, there might be some conflicting ideas going on considering you said you shouted at them. Hello, George.
Oh, hello. What's going on?
Oh,
we've got a birthday surprise for you.
Okay.
Birthday surprise. Very nice.
Right, perfect. It works.
How you both doing? You alright?
Not too bad.
You're
Yeah,
right.
sweating, but probably not as much as you guys.
I mean, look, we haven't played much recently, any of us, and to be honest, on paper, we were never meant to get out of that group. It was the hardest group there, so
exactly.
we're not too disappointed.
Yeah, considering what people expected, how people expected us to do, I think we did all right beating Salford and then doing not too bad against Bournemouth.
Definitely, because as we said, Salford is known to be a little bit better than you guys, or 5th or 6th in the league from NSC, but you guys put up a good fight against them.
We were confident, to be honest. In fact, I was pretty gutted it went game 5 because we were dominating them and we battered them last season as well. So I just thought we'll do the same again. It looked like it was going to go that way, but we're so rusty at the moment that I can't be too disappointed. And to be honest as well, with the performance against Bournemouth, we're actually fairly satisfied because again, we were never meant to be close to them, and we could have taken that, to be honest. So
it looked a lot more promising considering what happened with Portsmouth. I mean, it was looking very strong in the first 2 games where you were able to bring that game to make it 1-1, and even when they made it 2-1, it still looked like that was by a hair. I think that game was won by just 1 goal in overtime or something.
Mm-hmm.
So, but from there, I don't know what happened in your guys' end, but I guess it just couldn't maintain that sort of attack, or maybe they got lucky somewhere. We don't know.
Yeah,
but
there's 2 quite long overtimes, and then they just got we just got 1 defensive mistake, and then they got the goal in the end. But like I said, because we played Bournemouth last season in NSC as well, and that was way worse than how we did today. Like we had pretty much no chance in that. But today we matched them for quite a few games. So I think if we, keep playing, and then hopefully we'll, because they're the best team in NSC last season as well. So if we can improve to that level, then we can definitely aim for the top spot.
Yeah, it did feel like Portsmouth were a cut above though. Like their roster on paper is a cut above as well. Like I'd be shocked if they don't win this, for instance.
Switch was saying the players they got.
Yeah, they're definitely the best team on paper and practically as well.
Well, I guess we can let you guys go now. You can.
If you want. I mean, like we'll say again that you guys played really well. We did notice obviously the mistakes happening, but what can you do is over and done with, and you guys played really well. To be honest, I think given the circumstances.
This is the top 12 teams. You made it this far, so.
Well, we're looking to bump our hours up again because we've been lazy.
We've all not played.
I know. I've noticed. I've noticed. On
So if we bump that up,
you guys are that confident.
Well, look, if we bump that up and play some more again, and we are planning to, and we'll play some rank together as well, and just get the connection back. I'd be surprised if we struggle to get top 8. I'd be very surprised. I mean, even from what I've seen today, nobody's that decent apart from Portsmouth and I mean, Loughborough are good, I guess, but even Bournemouth were a bit of a letdown today. So if we get better, we'll be right up there.
We definitely think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that will end it for us for now. Then, with you guys, we'll let you go, and we will move on to explain. I don't know if you know, Road, but there is now a released graphic on the production tab of the
really?
Showdown Discord. So I don't know if you want to download that and somehow get it on stream. Yeah.
Just send me the link.
Right, I'm gonna go.
Yeah. Anyway,
have some sausages.
Yeah, guys, enjoy it.
See you guys later. Enjoy your nights.
Yeah, have a good one. Have a good one.
Yeah, good night.
Well,
there we go.
That was something, huh?
Right, I'm sending it to you now. See if you can get that on screen, and we'll try talk through it.
Yeah. You said on Discord, right? I have to.
Oh yeah, sorry. I don't know what you want to.
Could you send me on Steam?
I can try.
Because that would be a bit more of a help. Because I cannot change screen from this. Unless I briefly take the cams off. I can do that.
I guess so. Yeah. I don't know if I can. Oh, why can't I find it?
Okay, so.
Okay, here we go.
I can add new knockout bracket on top. Wait, did you send another one?
Well, I sent that's the teams we're playing, but in the quarterfinals, and their stream. So we'll decide amongst ourselves whatever we want to do. Because games are happening. I think it's starting around about now, but I guess we want to have a quick talk about who's actually playing.
Yeah.
A few predictions, maybe.
All right, I've thrown it on screen for everyone to see. Yeah. Okay, so we have. Oops.
I can explain if you want, because I got it.
Yeah, go on.
So, let me look here. So, on the top left, we've got Kiel versus Portsmouth. I mean, we know Portsmouth all too well.
We do know all too well. Everyone who's watching knows all too well as well how Portsmouth are.
Well, Portsmouth did lose to Bournemouth, who we did have a valiant attempt against. I'm assuming just based off. I mean, we heard it from Switch there that Portsmouth and Bournemouth are very strong teams.
Yep.
Portsmouth might just win the whole thing. I don't know. I can't speak for Kiel. I can't speak for any of the other teams. Yeah. I'm not really that experienced.
I know Kiel is quite new, but they are an up-and-coming team as well. I mean, they made the knockout stage, so definitely. Yeah,
they've made it this far. Considering that we supposedly have the hardest group in the tournament, I don't know if Kiel are, on the same level as, say, Portsmouth from what we know. Maybe they're a team like us. I don't. I'm going to assume, just probably a bit biased, just because we know it's a bit unfair, but I think Portsmouth will probably win that one.
Mm-hmm.
Next down, we have Liverpool versus who are you?
UEA. University of East Anglia, our neighbours. On our
Obviously,
right.
I knew that. I was testing you.
Of course.
So, again, I don't know how these guys have been going.
UEA are about nearly probably as better as our team, or just about. They're also a new team, I think, but they are a solid lineup. They have shown their worth. So they are contenders to take this, I think. But as Switch and George has also said, and as well as Lex, that Portsmouth or Bournemouth are probably the ones in contention, but UEA is up there, and I think Liverpool is also. Liverpool's been around, I think. They've been around, so.
Yeah, I wouldn't know any of their history. I think I have to just assume I guess what you know as well. Yeah. But moving on to another familiar face, we've got York versus Bournemouth on the top right. I mean, we know Bournemouth.
Yeah, we know.
Keep in mind though that Bournemouth did lose to Portsmouth. I keep saying it. But that's only because it's going to be one hell of a showdown if they do. Because I'm just assuming what Switch has said here. If Kiel are beaten by Portsmouth. And Bournemouth beat York, then they will either face, Liverpool or UEA or York or Loughborough, who we'll come to now with Loughborough versus Warwick on the bottom right. I know Warwick is a very big esports scene.
They have, as well as Loughborough, actually both those universities. Loughborough has about 5 teams, I think, in
Wow.
Rocket League, just for NSC. You think that's enough for League of Legends, but in Rocket League they have about 4 or 5 teams. Warwick
That
as
is
well.
probably a game to watch out for, really.
I think they used to be one of the top. I think now Portsmouth and Bournemouth as well have overtaken a little bit, but they were the reigning champs, I think, for the previous seasons. Well, they always place highly, and we've also got Warwick here. Warwick, they've got quite a few teams out there as well for Rocket League. I remember in our season we had we'd always play against a Warwick team in one of our weeks, or at least 1 or 2 sometimes. But their A team looks like has made it this far against Loughborough.
Well, I think that'll be definitely a game to watch out for, Warwick and Loughborough. Whoever wins out of that will be unfair to York in that Bournemouth game, but let's assume that York loses, and because we know what Bournemouth are capable of, I think Bournemouth might have their hands full against whoever wins that Warwick and Loughborough match.
Yeah.
But let's say Bournemouth do win against them somehow, and so does Portsmouth win against either Liverpool or UEA after potentially beating Kiel. We could have the rematch of the century. Well, no, of the day,
of the evening, yeah.
Between Portsmouth and Bournemouth again in the final to win that 100 smackaroonies, I think.
£100, I completely forgot. Yeah, the prize pool that exists out here. It is £100 sponsored by the Newell.
I don't know who you want to send our stream over to. Who do you want to? We're gonna have to finish this off here very soon. Do we even have the power to host or?
I don't know if we do. I think that will have to be Richard to do that, if I'm being honest with you.
Well,
2 seconds. I'm gonna just do this as well.
Let me send Richard a quick message, see if he's listening.
Yeah.
I think I don't know which of these teams to go for. I think my prediction is going to be at least who's going to win the whole thing.
Yeah.
I think Bournemouth did lose to Portsmouth. We know that, but Bournemouth have very decisive against us and Salford. I guess objectively we were worse teams and probably in a bad group.
Yeah.
Probably very the league of their own, like, in some respects.
Yeah.
If we can say that that's the same for the other competitors, I don't know, but I'm going to say that I think Bournemouth might just take it. If not Bournemouth, and maybe Portsmouth. But that's only just that's
I do think. Yeah, I mean we have had word from the team on that Portsmouth and Bournemouth are predicted in their eyes to take this tournament, but that is all to be seen because we haven't seen the performance of the other people in this tournament. You know, it could really go either way for them. We just have to figure out and see. Let's add another layer here.
I think Richard is around. I will see if he is willing to. I mean, we have to decide really. I will send you a list of. Actually, no. I think you should sit. I think I sent it to you. If you go to your Discord and you click on that link I sent you, that will take you to the Society Showdown with all the games going on now.
Right.
So if you want to pick some from there.
Should I just link it in?
Well, I think Richard is here.
But he doesn't have the links to the chat, so I'll just put it in main chat, right?
Well, no, but I mean, we decide now who we want to host. We send the channel over to him, and he does it.
Well, I think it would be rightly fair to host one of the teams that knocked us out, right?
I think so, yeah.
That would be salt in the wounds, but
we can have some kind of pride for at least the group.
Yeah.
You know, the group teams.
At least we can back one of the group stage, opponents. Do it for Group B. That's what I'm going to say.
Yeah, who were the team that beat us 3-1? Who thought we had a chance in that last game?
Bournemouth.
I think we should bring it to Bournemouth then.
Yeah.
Portsmouth. Portsmouth seem like bullies. They beat us 3-0.
Yeah.
I don't think they're very nice people over there.
Yeah.
They didn't even give us a chance. Bournemouth, it seemed like it was all fair in love and war. So
yeah.
See, let's send it over to Bournemouth. Let's put a Bournemouth. Let me get a Bournemouth thing and send it to Richard. And then I guess we can say our goodbyes here.
Yep.
So I guess we end this off now.
We do. We'll have to get a raid going to the stream.
The Essex raid to Bournemouth.
Yeah, we're raiding.
Where's Bournemouth on the map?
It's on like southwest near Portsmouth. They're kind of near each other actually.
Oh wow! So that's quite a derby almost.
Yeah. Well, it's like near Exeter, Cornwall, that end of it. So we're traveling all the way across to the west side of England on Twitch here.
We are floating across the lands of England
We're
reach
digitally moving
Bournemouth.
across.
I am very excited to see them. We'll send a quick. We'll leave a quick message to them.
Yeah.
And say thank you. I don't know if Richard how this post things.
I think it's like a /raid he has to do, or he has an option in the settings. I don't have access to that.
Yeah, but I don't know if our stream just gets cut off now or what.
Oh right, I can do an exit screen. I can put the thanks for watching screen. Throw the music on. We'll say
I guess we can just do that then. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you everyone who's still here and everyone who did watch for watching us for the last how many hours?
Like about 3 hours now.
Yeah, it's coming up 3 hours streaming this tournament. We hope you enjoyed it. It's been enjoyable for us. Maybe stressful in some cases.
Essex was unfortunately unable to make it through the group stages, but we were with them the whole way.
Of course.
We supported them as Essex boys do.
Yeah.
We can only wish that people who beat them have taken something away from their experience with us.
Yeah.
We certainly learned something from them, I think.
We did. Now it's our turn. Me and Traps turn to take what we've learned and put it into the real Team 1 that we were planning last year to be the real Team 1.
Yeah, I think
it's time to come out.
From what we've seen today, I might have to put my boots back on.
You need to get back in here. Yeah. Unfortunately, I cannot compete as a graduate. I am alumni, so here I am as game rep and coach. I
will reclaim my place as Team 1 captain.
Yeah.
I will overcome Switch. I will show Switch that he may be a great player and all, but there's a reason I retired.
In comparison to Traps to Jay here, no one's actually seen you play except me. So
that is exactly. You don't know what I'm capable of. This keyboard and mouse right here has seen a lot of work.
It is.
It has. A lot.
Definitely.
But I guess let's call it there. That is all from us.
So again, thank you for watching. Follow us on our socials at EssexVGS, Instagram, Twitter. Join the Discord. It's on our Instagram and our Twitter, I think. You can follow me if you want at roadripper_GG on Twitter. My Instagram's dead, so don't bother with that. Join us in the Discord and on Twitch. I'm Roadripper. So, you got any socials you want to plug? I think we've earned it. Nah, just Traps a J here.
Just a real lone wolf. I think the stream's over now, actually.
It is. Oh, is it?
Well, I'm watching the stream and it's now already watching Bournemouth and York.
Oh.
Oh well.
Yikes.
We said our goodbyes.
Yeah. Okay.
Now it's just us.
It is just us. We've been talking to ourselves. Yikes. Okay.
I'm going to leave a message in the Bournemouth chat.
Yeah, I'm going to stop streaming.